5, 4, 3, 2.
Welcome to Jerry Mallory Field, Bulldog Stadium. Welcome to Jerry Mallory Field, Bulldog Stadium in Nederland, Texas. Tonight, the Nederland Bulldogs host Beaumont Ozen and the Port Arthur News Friday Night Experience. Hello, everybody. For Sheffield Productions, I'm Charlie Jellin. And I tell you, these two teams are both undefeated in District 22 5A. Last week, Nederland knocked off Viter, and Beaumont Ozen defeated Lumberton. So this is the second game of the season in district play. Both teams have got an interesting road getting here. Beaumont Ozen started off with losing 3 straight games before winning against Lumberton, and so did Nederland. Nederland started off 0-3, which is very uncharacteristic of the Bulldogs, before getting their first victory of the season in their district game against Viter. Nederland has got a long district winning streak on the line tonight, and there are a lot of great teams in District 22 5A looking to knock off the Bulldogs. Tonight is Nederland's homecoming, so it's a very special night for these players. The Queen was just crowned, but they're in front of their hometown fans. It's a beautiful day, cloudless sky. All the rains came through 24 hours ago. Jerry Mallory Field is a natural turf field. You'll notice some of the green, a little less green than other parts. Beaumont Ozen, a very dangerous foe. There you have a returning all-district running back by the name of Rodney Randall. And their quarterback, Josh Boyd, was district newcomer of the year last year as a sophomore. Head coach for the Panthers is David Suggs. He is in his first year. Head coach for Nederland is Larry Newman, 22nd year at the helm of Nederland. Teams are ready to play. Kicking off, James Brenza for the Bulldogs. Panthers have 2 deep right at the 10-yard line, but Nederland likes to angle their kicks, and this one's going to drop at the 30-yard line. The Ozen player gets into the wedge, brings across the 35, and there the scrum forms, and they all pile up, and the referees say, okay, that's enough, guys. Let's start off and go 1st and 10. Ozen will start off at their 36-yard line. Number 14, the quarterback, Josh Boyd, junior. The other guy to watch for, their tailback, Rodney Randall, number 25. He also doubles as a defensive back. They come out in a shotgun. Calvin Tyler, number 8, playing right halfback for the Panthers. A high snap, hands off to Randall. Fakes the handoff, rather, and then Boyd keeps it. He gains a couple of yards. A little bit of a high snap there. Nederland plays a modified 50 defense. They have a nose tackle. Big guy by the name of Cameron Bullion, 5'11", 265 pounds. That might be why the center tossed a little bit high on that initial snap. Staying in the shotgun, 2 receivers to the left-hand side for Boyd. This time he hands off to Randall. Powers across the 40-yard line to the 42-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and about 5 yards to go for the Panthers. David Suggs, the Beaumont Ozen head coach, coached formerly at Port Arthur Lincoln and at Beaumont Central. Beaumont Central will be the team that Nederland faces next week. Ozen is going to be hosting Viter next week. 3rd down, gives the handoff to Tyler, and Tyler gets that 1st down going forward. And I tell you, that was a tough few yards there for Calvin Tyler. He is a sophomore running back for the Panthers. He gets the 1st down to the 47-yard line. This is one thing Nederland was hoping they wouldn't have to face, is a sustained ground game here. Nederland's had trouble defensively giving up the quick score. Boyd falls back to pass. He's hit just as he throws, has the ball up in the air. Flag is thrown on the play as the receiver was trying to get to it. Jalen Johnson, the defensive back on the play. Ball was in the direction of senior wide receiver Derek Winters for the Panthers. And one referee is saying he was hanging on his back, and the yard marks have not moved yet. Pass interference is called against the defense. And in UIL, that's a 15-yard penalty from the previous spot, so they go back to the Panther 47, and when they finish marking it off, it'll be at the Nederland 38-yard line. I'm very thankful for all those math classes. I can do that in my head. First down and 10 for the Panthers, the first drive of the play. 10:25 left in the first quarter. Again, Boyd drops back. He's waiting for a guy to run. He's going to keep it, and he's got a lot of room over here on the right-hand side. A great clearing block there as Boyd steps out of bounds at the 20-yard line. A great clearing block from Corey Briscoe, the senior tight end, came back to knock down two Bulldogs. They were trying to find Boyd, and Boyd, again, showing the skills for which he was a newcomer of the year. First down and 10 at the 20-yard line of the Bulldogs. Staying in the shotgun, two receivers to the left-hand side. Boyd keeps it. Great little pattern down to the 10-yard line. It's going to be close to a first down. Pass to Jalen Brown. Another senior wide receiver for the Panthers. It is first down, just barely outside the 10-yard line. My mistake, second down, very short. Two members of that Panther offensive line are returning starters from last year. Fakes the handoff to Tyler, and that time Nederland was waiting for the quarterback Boyd as he pulled it out, and he was going to scramble. Trevor Breaux came up from his free safety position. That's a sack back to the 19-yard line. Loss of 9 yards on the play. Third down, 9 to go. They need to get inside the 10-yard line to get the first down.
Yes.
Panthers say in the same formation, two receivers to the left-hand side. Boyd drops back to pass, looking for a single to the right. Now he scrambles to the left, throws it into the end zone, touchdown.
Pass is complete to number 18.
19-yard pass to the Panthers, and they get a touchdown as we welcome in the sports editor of the Port Arthur News, Bob West. Bob, that was a great start for Ozen, I tell you.
And a really nice job of buying time by the quarterback. Scrambled just enough to let the receiver come open, and the Panthers are on the board first.
Point after attempt is good. 7-0 the score. Bob, both of these teams came in here undefeated, and for Nederland, that's a habit. And we just got a little taste of what the Panthers are looking to do here, knocking off the reigning district champs at homecoming.
Well, of course, both teams struggled early in the year, Charlie, and then they got it going at the right time. Their opening district game last week, so they're both 1-0 in district. And of course, I would think this, of course, all district games are big games, but the winner of this game to get to 2-0, I think it really gives you a leg up toward the playoffs. I think most people who have been watching this district would say that Central and Port Neches Groves are the two best teams in the district, but 4 teams go to the playoffs, so there's plenty to play for. And of course, Nederland not conceding anything to anybody. This team's won 25 straight district games, so they feel like they're as much a part of the championship picture as anybody. Ozen in a little different situation. Their program's been down. they brought in a new coach, and I know David Suggs going way back to his days at Port Arthur Lincoln. He's a terrific football coach. He will make something happen, something positive happen in this Ozen program. And don't know that he can do it overnight because he had a lot to do there. But based on that first drive, he's making progress.
That's scary. Mamadou Baldi with the kickoff to the 10-yard line. Receiver brings it across the 30-yard line. Jalen Johnson brings it out to the 35. So Nederland starts off at the same yard line that Beaumont Ozen did, their own 36. But that type of drive, sustained drive that we just saw the Panthers do, that was what would have really hurt Nederland in their earlier losses to Crosby and Dayton and to Clear Creek.
Well, the best thing about Nederland's team thus far has been their offense and their quarterback in particular. He just made a lot of plays.
Number 10, Sage Say, the quarterback, hands it off to Austin Krauts. Number 2 fights forward, getting 8 yards on first down.
So that's a good first down start. Of course, you point out at the top of the telecast, Nederland's offense is missing a really key piece. They're going to have to adjust to playing the rest of the season without their top receiver, Jace Borderline, and that was a big blow to a Nederland team that already was, kind of swimming upstream to replace all the outstanding players they lost to graduation last year.
Sage Say, number 10, listed by the Texas football simply as athlete, and you can see there how. He gets the first down to the 49-yard line just on a quarterback draw.
He is definitely an athlete, Charlie. He leads the team in rushing. He leads the team in passing. He leads the team in touchdowns scored. He does just about everything you could want a guy to do, and if they got in a pinch, he could jump over and play defense.
First down and 10 for the Bulldogs. 3 receivers to the right-hand side. Say gets the signal. Fakes the handoff to Krauts, keeps it himself, keeps his feet, crossing into Panther territory at the 44-yard line.
Tackle made by number 33.
So we're going to see Sage Say handle the football a lot. Like I said, he's the team's leading rusher. He's the team's leading passer. He's actually number 5 in the district. He carried 74 times for 431 yards and a 5.8 average. He's 54 of 101 passing, thrown for 6 touchdowns, run for 3 touchdowns.
Marcus Barton at left halfback beside Say. Little swing pass to Austin Krauts, trying to get the first down. He's kept from getting there. Good defensive stand over there by the safety coming up to meet Krauts as he turned upfield. It's going to be third down and about 1.5 yards to go.
3rd and 2 for the Bulldogs.
So the first time the Bulldogs have come up to third down tonight, and you almost have to think they're on the Ozen 42. I would almost think Larry Newman is looking at this as 4-down territory, and I think this play will be called accordingly.
Sage Say power play, gets the first down into the secondary, keeps his feet to the 32-yard line. 9-yard gain on third down and short.
Tackle made by Haskins.
Bulldogs keep the drive going.
First down.
Sage Say is, without question, the irreplaceable player on Nederland's football team. They have to have him to have a chance.
Barton to the left, Krauts to the right, 3 receivers to the right-hand side. Say drops back to pass. Ball pops loose there from the receiver. That's Connor Perkins, number 6, who was the sole receiver on the left-hand side. Isolation route, a little bit low. Perkins was not able to hold on to it. It'll be 2nd and 10. Beautiful day here in southeast Texas. The rains came through, cleared out the clouds and the humidity. It almost is starting to feel like fall out there.
Touch of fall is some real football weather tonight.
Fakes the handoff to Krauts. Say rolls over to his left, throws it short. Barton gets it for a short gain.
Saves pass, complete to Barton.
It'll be third down and about
Tackle made
9.5 to
by
go. Say rolling to the left-hand side there.
So the last time they had third down, it was 3rd and 2. This totally different, 3rd and 9. But Sage Say is a run-pass threat, so you can't just unequivocally say this is going to be a pass play. It could start out as a pass play, and he'll tuck it and run.
4 receivers to the right. Say goes that way. He's under pressure. Wide open is Colton Broussard. Number 5 gets that first down to the 15-yard line.
I don't know whether you put the emphasis on wide or open, Charlie, because he was looked like he was a little bit of both there.
4 receivers on that side overflooded the zone.
Big first down pickup for Nederland as they drive for what they hope will be the tying points here in the first quarter.
All the backs and receivers look over to get the signal. Say hands off to Krauts. Krauts tripped up right at the line of scrimmage. Jeremy Harris, the linebacker, number 20, stepping to fill the hole there. Krauts dives forward, gets about 4 yards. Second down, a long 6 to go from just outside the 12-yard line. The Panthers and the Bulldogs have a long history of great games between these two. Play clock down to 10 seconds now. Say steps under. Fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, going for the end zone. Touchdown. Sage Say, 13-yard run.
Another touchdown for do-it-all Sage Say for the Nederland Bulldogs. That makes it 7-6. And, Charlie, you touched on these teams have had some great games, and it was really mostly early in the rivalry. Had some great playoff games between these two teams. Great district championship type games.
James Brenza to attempt the point after. And the kick is good. We are tied at 7. Port Arthur News Friday Night Experience is in its 20th season. And we would like to thank the many sponsors who are bringing the action to you this year. The IBEW Local 479, Holy Cross Lutheran Church, Kieschnick Industries, Bubba's Air Conditioning, Donnie Broussard and Pizza Inn, Ritter Lumber, the Museum of the Gulf Coast, DuPont Goodrich Federal Credit Union, Robert Giblin, Mike Fulgence at Universal Coin and Bullion, Lamar University, Beaumont, Market Basket, 5 Point Credit Union, Motiva Enterprises, the Medical Center of Southeast Texas, and Lamar State College of Port Arthur. Thanks to all these sponsors bringing the best football of Southeast Texas each week.
All right, Charlie, to wrap up these first 2 scoring drives, Ozen went 66 yards in 7 plays. Big play was a pass interference call. Took 3 minutes and 14 seconds. Nice scramble by the quarterback for a touchdown pass. Nederland 10 plays, 64 yards in 4:03. Sage Say getting the last 13 yards.
Nederland angles it to the left this time. Taken at the 18-yard line. That's Jalen Brown, number 10, tackled at the 30. That'll be where the Panthers have 1st and 10 to start things off. A little bit deeper than the last time. But Nederland has, for several years now, angled their kickoffs. They haven't just flat kicked it straight down the middle. They like to cut down on the amount of field that their cover team has to take care of.
And for the most part, it's worked well. That's why they're still doing it.
Josh Boyd, number 14, empties the backfield now. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Right over the middle. And the running back, it is the running back, Calvin Tyler, carries his Nederland defender for an extra 6 yards, gets the first down out to the 46-yard line. 4 guys went deep and 1 went under, and one of them was open.
So Ozen, which really kind of struggled offensively early in the year, which you would probably expect in a situation where you got a new coach who comes in late, kind of got untracked last week against Lumberton in a 34-17 win. Although you take anything against Lumberton with a grain of salt because that program has been really down the last few years.
Boyd under center now from the eye. Toss over to number 8, Calvin Tyler.
Be careful. That was, thought we might see a flag fly there. Let's watch where Trevor Breaux pushes the ball carrier down. And he was a little bit outside the boundary, but it wasn't a vicious type thing. He just kind of put his hands on him, shoved him down, and I'm guessing that's what the officials saw. So no flag, good no call. 2nd and 10.
No gain on the play. 3 receivers to the left as Boyd empties the backfield again. This time he's going to run for it. Great tackle there. A little shoestring tackle made by number 55, Patrick Cheney, coming up from his defensive line position.
This is a really good open field tackle by Patrick Cheney. Watch this. Rose off to the races. Looks like he might go somewhere, and out of nowhere, he is nailed by Patrick Cheney.
You don't expect a defensive tackle to leap like that.
That was a really good play. So 3rd and long for Ozen. 3rd, 13.
Same formation, 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Neyland spreads out. They're pretty much in man coverage all over the place. Boyd looks deep. He's got people on him, throws it short. It would not have been a first down trying to get it to Calvin Tyler.
Good pressure there from the Nederland front. They only rushed 4 and were still able to get pressure.
Replay of tonight's game will be televised on Time Warner Cable.
Right there.
So 4th down, punting from the 43-yard line.
3 a.m. Sunday morning.
Neyland drops Austin Krauts deep. Kind of a different spread formation there for the punt for Ozen. Wide receivers out there. Quick kick.
Well, Nederland almost got it too, Charlie.
And Krauts muffs it. Is going to be covered at the 30-yard line. So Ozen started at their 30. Nederland starts at their 30. We're being very symmetrical here. That's easy for me to keep track of. 3:08 left in the first quarter. We are tied at 7.
So the Nederland offense comes back out after a very impressive opening drive. They went 10 plays, 64 yards to get their tying touchdown. Sage Say brings them back up.
Krauts to the left, 2 receivers to the right. Hand off to Krauts, just following the fullback. Excuse me, the pulling guard. Looks like a fullback. Gains about 7 yards there.
Tackle made by Gibson. The game is good for.
It's out to the 37-yard line. It'll be 2nd down.
Good first down run by Austin Krauts.
Krauts, has a tremendous amount of speed, but when he needs to, he can put his head down and bull through. Much rather prefers to run around the outside. Marcus Barton hit in the backfield.
Nothing doing there. Number 42 for Ozen up to stuff that play. Sarkathian Thomas announced his presence rather forcibly. Puts Nederland in a 3rd and 5. And that makes it Sage Say time.
Sage Say time, there you go. Getting the signals from the sideline. 3 receivers to the left-hand side, which is the wide side. Marcus Barton on that side as well. And Sage rolls in that direction slightly. Tries to get the first down throw to Colton Broussard. It's going to be marked short of the 40-yard line.
Depends on the mark, Charlie. Looks like he might be getting a pretty good mark here right on the yard line. No, it's going to be a little short. So what will Larry Newman dial up here? Looks like his beef is coming off, but saw a lot of big guys come off. So this looks like it's going to be a punt, or at least the appearance of a punt. May try to draw Ozen offside. It's 4th and less than a yard.
Colton Broussard ready to punt. Wobbly kick's going to be taken at the 25-yard line by number 25, Rodney Randall. And the senior tailback steps out of bounds at the 39. So an exchange of punts.
And Ozen gains 9 yards of field position from where it started the last time, maybe 10 yards.
Now available at Christus Sports Medicine, Southeast Texas, and the Beaumont Bone and Joint Institute Sports Medicine Center. Call 1-800-218-9355.
David Suggs had been the head coach at Beaumont Central. Took them into several playoffs back in those days before he went off to a bigger school. Came back into Beaumont. First down and 10. Ball's on the ground. Nederland picks it up. Hard tackle by Josh Boyd, but that fumble was picked up by the Bulldogs.
And I think it's number 71 coming up with the ball, Nathan Tran. Nathan didn't do like they teach you to do and curl around that football. He saw an opportunity to go to the end zone with it. He did a good job scooping it up and gives Nederland great field position on the Ozen 24. Just poor execution on the handoff. Nothing Nederland really did to force that fumble. And when you see that struggling teams make those kind of mistakes.
Yeah, that type of ball protection, the ball was on the ground. Both of the Panthers were moving away from it. It's like each one of them thought the other one had it. From the shotgun, Sage Say drops back. There's max protection. He's got a single guy open in the end zone, overthrows him. Ball in the direction of Connor Perkins.
Say probably wishing now he'd have tucked that and run. There was a lot of room to his right.
Max protection. He kept both backs in, had 2 receivers going out in patterns. May have taken the Panthers by surprise if they were in a man situation. Those outside guys would have had 1 person on them, and there's no safety deep. That's the advantage of spreading them out. 3 receivers to the right-hand side. Sage Say gets the salmon. There's the little jet sweep to Austin Krauts, and that's one thing he's very good at. Krauts steps out of bounds at the 15-yard line, close to the first down. Looks like it'll be marked just short, 3rd down and 2 feet to go for the Bulldogs.
I'm guessing at some point tonight, Charlie, we'll see that play faked and then Say keeping and going right with it.
Sage Say moves the pile forward quite a bit, tackled at the 14-yard line. And that is a Bulldog first down with 40 seconds left in the first quarter.
So maybe one more play for the Bulldogs, and they may just let it run out. We'll see. I don't think they have to snap it again. Well, they do have to snap it again.
Connor Perkins sent into the backfield. Gives the play to Sage Say, and then he bounces out to the left-hand side. 2 receivers to the right, first down and 10. Handoff to Austin Krauts, following that pulling back, and he gets down to the 5-yard line. Pinball motion down there by Austin Krauts.
And that will do it for the first quarter. They'll let the final 5 seconds run off. We got a good one here so far, Charlie. 7-7 after 1 quarter at Bulldog Stadium.
Nederland ISD has several scoreboard sponsors who support the school. We'd like to acknowledge them: Natchez Federal Credit Union, 5 Point Credit Union, JK Chevrolet, Gulf Credit Union, William Dornbos FLP, the Classic of Southeast Texas, Christus Hospitals, and DuPont Goodrich Credit Union. And we also like to acknowledge Philpott Motors, because they give away a car every year at Nederland High School as a perfect attendance incentive. Philpott Motors and Nederland ISD, partners in education. And it is homecoming in Nederland. We've got all sorts of activities that have been going on all week. The Pot and Pan Parade and Bonfire just behind this stadium happened on Tuesday night. And this afternoon, the homecoming parade down Boston Avenue and then back up Nederland Avenue. All the bands, floats, and everyone participating in that. A lot of candy got thrown.
And how much of it did you grab and take home with you,
I'm kind of picky. You know, I'm a Tootsie Roll guy.
Okay.
But, yeah, lots of good times out here. Nederland being such a tight-knit community, as are all of the schools here in Southeast Texas, whenever you get a chance to go to homecoming and celebrate with former classmates, you take advantage of that. Sage Say, power play is going to walk in 5 yards deep.
Almost too easy down on the goal line like that. So that's 2 touchdowns already tonight for Sage Say from 13 yards and 5 yards. And he's trying to pump up the crowd here, get them a little bit more excited on homecoming night. So the Bulldogs take their first lead of the game, 13-7, and Sage Say continues to be a monster offensive force for the Nederland Bulldogs. That's his sixth rushing touchdown of the year. And he's also thrown 6 touchdown passes.
Brett Smith, junior backup quarterback, holds the ball as James Brenza kicks it through, and that is an extra point, so 14-7 to score now.
The Bulldogs 14, the Panthers 7.
One thing I always like to point out about the Bulldogs is that, Coach Newman's been there for 21 complete years, and he's led the Bulldogs into the playoffs 18 of those 21 years. Of course, getting as close as the regional quarterfinals a couple of years ago. But this is a very tough district, and for them to have such a string of district victories is really a mark that's worth crowing about.
Pretty remarkable run, Charlie. It really is. You just look around and, it's just every year there's 3 or 4 really good teams in this district. The lower half of the district, maybe not so much, but there are 3 or 4 teams, really good teams. They won, 25 straight district games now, going for number 26 tonight. And they're shooting for a school record of 30 consecutive district victories. It's going to be really difficult because the next 2 weeks they got to go through what is generally considered the best 2 teams in the district this year, Beaumont Central and Port Neches Grove. So getting to 30 looks pretty dicey.
And the Port Arthur News Friday night experience is going to be at both of those games against Beaumont Central next week, and then Mid-County Madness, the Bum Phillips Bowl, the week after that. He angled the kick to one side and then ended up sweeping back to the other. Kind of looked like my golf swing, inside out. Got to the 25-yard line. James Brenza that time was actually aiming toward our side of the field, but he swung his leg differently. And I tell you what, that's real kicking skill when you can do something like that. First down and 10 at the 25-yard line. From the I formation, pitch goes to Calvin Tyler, and the sophomore is hit behind the line of scrimmage.
Loss of 1 on the play brings up 2nd down and 11 for the Panthers.
Ellis, a returning defensive lineman from one of the better defensive lines Nederland's ever had in their history last year. They graduated a lot of seniors. Boyd drops back to pass, has plenty of room, moving people around, finally throws it to the cheerleaders. Noticed on that replay, number 1, Leon Mayfield, the linebacker, was spying Boyd the whole way. When Boyd dropped straight back, Mayfield stayed. When Boyd went to one side, Mayfield went with him. Dangerous runner, Josh Boyd. Boyd drops back, looks deep, throws deep, got a guy open on the pad. Great catch at the 35-yard line, make it the 37. That's where his knees hit, but it is a first down for the Panthers.
The game is good for a Panther first down.
It's behind the defense. Gibson averages 25 yards from reception. He got there, and Boyd got it to him. Well, Nederland, which has been hurt by the big running play much of the year, gets hit hard with the big passing play, and unfortunately, he was not able to keep his feet after catching the pass.
Back to the I formation, I-twins left. Hand off to the fullback, and number 25, that's Rodney Randall, running out of the fullback position, shows a lot of speed, bouncing around the right-hand side for a good first down gain of 4 yards.
Trevor Grohl on the tackle.
Same formation, 2 receivers on the near side. Right up the middle, and that is a touchdown to Rodney Randall.
Rodney Randall, good for a Panther touchdown.
A fine run there. That was nothing really fancy, just kind of like a stretch play from the fullback position, but having a returning all-district tailback lining up at the fullback position, you get a lot of speed there. Tie game now, 14.
Remaining in the second quarter. The Bulldogs 14, the Panthers 14.
And this is the kind of track meet that Nederland did not want to see. They knew the Panthers had a tremendous amount of speed, and first-year head coach David Suggs brought in a different attitude with the Panthers this year. He's been a winner everywhere he went.
Joe Dog. 5-point credit union. Flip over to 5 point and they'll pay 1% of your new loan balance. 5-point credit union. Money for loans right here at home.
Right.
They had so many players. Got one at A&M, 2 or 3 at Lamar. Just 2 and 3 year starters on the defense, and they've got so many new people there, and they are giving up almost 30 points a game this year. So it's a different look for Nederland. They have to win games by outscoring.
Mamadou Baldy's kick taken at the 5-yard line by Austin Krauts. Gets away from the first wedge buster, but is tackled at the 21-yard line. First down and 10 for Nederland.
I think we're going to see a lot of points scored, but I'm guessing we won't see as many as we saw last week.
Wow.
Channelview at Port Arthur Memorial, 70 to 49.
Yeah, I've seen, high school baseball scores lower than that. A lot of basketball games, I meant to say. Yeah, it's 70 points put up by Channelview, and what was amazing was watching the long runs, the one-on-one moves that were done there. A lot like what we have seen here tonight. Sage Say keeps his balance, holds on to the ball, tackled just short at the 30-yard line. It's going to be just short of the first down by about a yard. But Say showing great balance here as he's tackled right at the line of scrimmage there.
Could have gone down right there, kept his feet, kept
Second down and 1 for the Bulldogs.
And everybody that plays Nederland, Charlie, gears their defense to stop him, say. You got to feel like, hey, we stop this guy, basically stop his running. I think you want to force him to throw the ball more than you want to see him running.
Especially with Jace Bordelon out of the picture now. He ran some very precise routes, had a tremendous amount of speed. Sage throws it deep. There's a guy open there and almost intercepted. It looked like the ball was angled slightly out of bounds.
Pass intended for Perkins, falls incomplete.
Receiver was a little bit behind the defense, but just Sage unable to get the ball to him. And receiver again. Person was going to be out of bounds, almost intercepted the ball, but short.
Sophomore Connor Perkins, the target there. Now 3rd down and 1. Nederland on that short 2nd down took a shot downfield. Now the Panthers jam up the middle. Sage goes outside, comes back, gets the 1st down at the 34-yard line.
Tackle made by Simpson. The gain is good for a Bulldog 1st down.
Days gone by, nobody used to line up under the center. They ran what they called the single wing, which is a little bit similar to what Nederland does. Although in the single wing offenses, the quarterback was a blocking back. The tailback was the guy that would get the ball in the direct snap.
Say looking to his left. Ball comes loose. Ball is knocked loose.
There's a fumble on the play. Ball recovered by number 52, Lance Zeno.
Watch this now. Say tucks it, takes off, the ball is knocked loose, bounces right to Zeno. Right up to it.
The Panthers take over at the Bulldog 30-yard line.
Ozen handed Nederland a short field touchdown on fumble, and it looks like Bulldogs may be about to return the favor unless their defense can rise up and get a stop here.
Boyd underneath. Fakes the handoff, rolls around, pitches it back to Tyler, and that was perfectly played. That counter option.
Trevor Grove plays both the quarterback and the pitchman. Watch number 4. Watch the way this is textbook now. Grove closes, forces the pitch, and then slides out and makes the tackle. That is really good fundamental football.
Loss of 4 yards, 2nd down and 14 now.
2nd and 14 for the Panthers.
It's just like it would be designed in the days of the read option back in the 60s and 70s. It's a devastating play. Offset I formation now, and Boyd's going to roll to his left. Lots of blockers in there. Flag on the play as Boyd goes down just short of the 20-yard line. Offensive holding is called against the Panthers, as I believe Leon Mayfield was tackled as he was trying to spy Boyd.
Boyd showed us some of his athleticism there, Charlie, when he comes spinning out of the tackle. And it looked like it was a loss of the short, but he was pretty substantial. Not that it makes any difference, but he's coming back.
Holding against the Panthers.
So 2nd down will be repeated as the ball goes back to the 44-yard line, make it the 43. You can see here on the replay that offset eye to the left as Boyd rolls in that direction.
That move right there. But it's all for naught coming back, and looks like what, 2nd, maybe?
2 receivers to the left-hand side. Boyd drops back. He's under pressure and throws it away. Again, good defense, but it looked like there were only 2 guys running routes there, both of them on the left-hand side, and Boyd was looking to his right.
Let's see Connor Hughes slip off a block and force Boyd out of the pocket and basically into just throwing the ball close. It would set up a stop any team. I would be really aware of the screen pass. Not too many plays you can dial up and pick up 23 yards on 3rd down. But a lot of times teams will come steaming in and screen pass to get substantial yardage. We'll see a timeout now. Josh Boyd, he obviously saw something in the Nederland defense.
And the Panthers call a timeout.
One of the games that we have coming up here in the next few weeks, the Bum Phillips Bowl, there's a real sense of wonder about this year's game coming up in 2 weeks here on this very field because of the contact that Bum Phillips had with both of these schools and the fact that there's now a special trophy that's going to be given to that team.
Yeah, Charlie, we're at the Port Arthur News. We're so proud of this trophy. We went to great detail maybe getting this trophy made. It was done by a guy who does special
Credit Union Visa gift card is Courtney Day. Courtney Day. Please come to the press box to claim the credit card.
Third down, 23. Boyd drops back. He's got pressure. Plants, throws. Ball goes through. Looked like he dropped it. Ball went through and hit him in the shoulder pads. Nice pattern there going to Derek Winters. Boyd has a little bit of pressure but is able to throw it, and that's a good arm throw. Look at that. Right in the chest. Should have been caught. It would have been just short of the first down, but it would have been down where it would have been 4th and 5 now. Now facing a 4th and 23, the Panthers are ready to punt. And the ball is going to angle barely inside the pylon. Wow. And that's the way to do it. So first down and 10 for Nederland at the 20-yard line. 7:29 left in the first half. 14-14 the score. Nederland started off the season 0-3 before getting that first district victory against Vider. Sage Say hands off to his running back, gains a couple of yards. And off to Marcus Barton, number 3, gets 2 yards. Second down and 7 to go. Signals coming in from the sideline. Austin Krauts now at halfback to the right-hand side of Sage Say. 2 receivers to the left-hand side. And that is a straight shot to Austin Krauts. Gets the first down, crossing the 40-yard line to the 41.
Tackle made by Deontay Garjon.
Fine run there by Austin Krauts, showing the speed for which he is known in this area. First down and 10. Nederland trying to get the lead here just before halftime. Barton now at halfback. Krauts at the Z. They hand off to Barton. He plows forward, gets a yard the hard way.
Like almost the same play that Krauts popped loose for a big gain on. Ozen ready for it this time. Nothing doing.
Can't really call that a trap play because no one looks like they're being pulled. It looks like they're just trying to catch the Panthers shooting a gap and knock them out of the way.
Nice stop there by Gerald Berry for the Panthers. Maybe gained a foot.
Say rolls to his right. Passes behind his intended receiver. Trying to get it to Mitchell LeBaron.
Yeah, Say was taking a lot of heat from behind by Ennis Harmon, and I think he knew he had to unload the ball. Harmon was gaining ground on him from behind. So 3rd and long for the Bulldogs.
3rd down and 10, and like you said, the Panthers are trying to just make him pass.
Yeah, they would much rather him throw the ball than take off with it.
From the shotgun, blitz coming up the middle. Say's in trouble. He gets away from it, looks downfield. He's going to keep it and be tackled at the 46-yard line.
That will be well short of a first down. He made a nice move, got what looked like was going to be a no gain, became about a 4 or 5 yard. Of course, it looked like he was going to get sacked, ducked out under the tackle, got outside, makes a nice fake there that leaves a defender in eating dirt, but he just couldn't get far enough. So all of a sudden, the shootouts turned into a defensive struggle.
Colton Broussard set to punt. 1 receiver back.
Wow.
High snap. Broussard holds it, gets it off. It's got a forward roll on the ball, and that's exactly what you want as it goes inside the 20 to the 10, still rolling, dies at the 7.
Boy, a heck of a punt after he had to jump up and bring in a high snap. Let's see, that's 4. That's about very close to a 50-yard punt.
First down and 10 for the Panthers in a tie ball game. The second district game for these two teams in District 22 5A. Texas Football Magazine actually picked Nederland to win the district and picked the Ozen Panthers to be the fifth-ranked team, which, of course, would not put you into the playoffs. But the way this district goes on any given Friday night, it can happen. Beaumont Central will be Nederland's opponent next week. And then the week after that, the Bum Phillips Bowl, what is called Mid-County Madness. The rivalry between Port Neches Groves and Nederland will be played in this stadium on this network. Boyd rolls out, and this is a busted play. He went the wrong direction as it looked like they were going to try and do a pitch to tailback Calvin Tyler. Yeah, Boyd just turned the wrong direction. Tyler kept saying, I don't want it.
Yeah. And, boy, I don't think Boyd wanted it either, but he had it and had to deal with the wrath of the Bulldogs.
Second down and 10. Clock is running. 4.5 minutes left in the first half.
Well, Nederland would like to force a 3-and-out here, which would give good field position. Ozen, of course, does not want that to happen.
Hand off to the fullback, Rodney Randall. That's that play that they broke for a long touchdown. Randall taking it in from 32 yards out. We've got an injured Bulldog on the field. Timeout's called by Nederland. Third down and 7 yards to go. Nederland calls the timeout for there. The injury was to one of the Panthers, and he's able to stand up and go to the sideline. Yeah, a lot of good games coming up here for the Port Arthur News Friday Night Experience next week. Nederland will be traveling to Central. Then after that, the Bum Phillips Bowl on October 24th. We'll have Beaumont Ozen at Port Neches Groves. So Beaumont Ozen gets another game here on the Port Arthur News Friday Night
trophy,
Experience.
Charlie. That is a beautiful piece of work. Real craftsmanship from this gentleman in Henrietta. I really, Joe Vanderweg gets credit for that. He got that photo of Bum after the trophy was shipped to us and etched it in. Bum Phillips, Coach Cowboy Christian. We're just so proud of that trophy. It's really special. It's one of the nicest I've ever seen.
Third down, Boyd drops back, and he's going to – they had him, but he's going to get free just for a second. The ball pops loose. Touchdown, Nederland.
Whoa.
Wow.
Looks
Number
like
11, Jacob Jones, junior D-back.
At first it looked like Nederland had gotten a bad break when Boyd got away from the safety. What would have been a safety, a two-point play. Wiggled around, got out of the end zone, and then fumbled. And Nederland jumps on it for a touchdown. Jacob Jones.
Well, I hope we see that in replay from several different angles after the point-after attempt, because that was one of those plays you write up and you say, what happened?
Yeah, I'd really like to see who got the hit there that caused the fumble.
Jacob Jones ended up with it, but Boyd was pretty much running for his life back there as out of that previous formation. They were trying to convert a 3rd down and 7, and Boyd stepped back into the end zone, came out and was hit there. The ball popped loose, and number 11, Jacob Jones, ends up with it. Nederland takes the lead in a very surprising fashion, 21-14 on the defensive turnover. They now have 2 turnovers, whereas the Panthers only have 1. 4:03 left. Panthers a little bit stunned by that turn of events. James Brenza ready to kick off again. Junior kicker, 5'7", 130 pounds. Let's see if he does that swinging leg again this time. He's setting up to angle toward us. This time he kicks it in this direction. It's going to drop at the 26-yard line. Fall free again. Nederland gets another turnover.
He's going to get it, and number 24 comes up with a football for the Bulldogs, Peyton DeVries. So, Corey Briscoe just mishandled the ball for the Panthers. Nederland comes up with it, the third lost fumble of the night for Ozen. The last two have cost him a touchdown. Nederland in great field position to add on to the lead here. And again, these kind of mistakes, I'm sure, have had a lot to do with Ozen being 1-3 coming into this game. Just did not secure the ball, then did not get on it.
Jet sweep to Connor Perkins.
And they were prepared for it this time. That jet sweep worked really well the first time. Of course, I thought we'd see it faked with Say going the other way. And I still think we will before the night's over. Was that a face mask?
No, it was offensive holding.
Oh, it was
is what
offensive
they're calling.
holding? Okay. Just the way he went down, offensive holding. So
10 yards from the previous spot, so it'll be a first down and 20. Ball gets marked back at the 39-yard line of the Panthers.
First down and 20 for the Bulldogs.
Say and Barton in the backfield, two receivers out to either side. Now the referees are checking the alignment. Ball may have been moved just a little too far. Okay, they're satisfied with it, so return to play. Barton to the left. Now he switches to the right-hand side. Barton with the ball right off there. Great hold. Marcus Barton.
Gonna score.
Marcus Barton scores from 39 yards out. Wow.
Well, they obviously caught Ozen thinking pass and just popped Marcus Barton inside. I'm not sure anybody touched him. Just a quick hitting play, and Nederland now 2 touchdowns within about, I'll have to check with my stat man, Gary Dickard, but that's 2 touchdowns in about 30 seconds, maybe less. Nice move there by Barton. And this is the kind of thing now, if you're David Suggs, you got to be concerned about a young team. Here's the extra point. Looks like it is through there, and it's 28-14. Two touchdowns in 42 seconds of clock time for the Bulldogs. And a 14-14 game has now become 28-14. As I was saying, when you've got a young team that has not had a lot go right for it, this is a point where you start getting concerned. They were hanging in. They were kind of excited. You lose a fumble in the end zone. You fumble a kickoff. All of a sudden, you're looking at a 2-touchdown hole, and guys tend to get their heads down a little bit. And I think Ozen's biggest concern now probably is getting out of this half without any more damage. They'd obviously like to score again, but they certainly don't want to have another mistake that leads to another easy Nederland touchdown.
Panthers started off the game with a long sustained drive to take a 7-0 lead after having gotten the initial kickoff. Since then, Nederland's been able to pour it on. In particular, these 2 turnovers, both leading to touchdowns. Jacob Jones picking up the stripped ball, walking it in from the 4-yard line. And then Peyton DeVries' fumble recovery on the kickoff turned into a 39-yard touchdown run by Marcus Barton. Ozen will start off from their own 31-yard line.
So that time, number 30, DeCourcy Thorns handling the kickoff for Ozen. Nice
Single arm
grab,
tackle.
Nice tackle there, laying on the ground by Clayton Martin.
One hand on the back, one hand on his ankle. You just got to twist it out. Now we'll see what kind of fire the Panthers have. They've faced some adversity in this season. They lost the very first game to 6A Port Arthur Memorial 56-0. Then second game they lost to Beaumont Westbrook 42-21. Playing the 6A schools of Southeast Texas 1-2 at the beginning. That's a very bold move. So pitch goes to Tyler.
Ozen comes with a very safe play. I was wondering, Boyd was calling the signals there. I wonder if he realized he had a guy coming in to line up at right tackle. Guy that showed up pretty late, but he got there. Jacob Jones making the stop there for Nederland. Of course, Jacob Jones had a pretty good night already.
Yeah, for homecoming.
Right.
That's one you write in the annual about.
Celebrate that homecoming touchdown.
Second down, 9 to go. Boyd rolls back to his right.
I believe that's another quarterback in there. Looked like number 10, Jalen Brown. I don't know if there's a problem with Boyd, if he got hurt on that play down there where they fumbled into the end zone. That's Jalen Brown is a senior quarterback, throws incomplete. So 3rd and 10 for Ozen, and I think this is a dangerous spot for Ozen. Because if they don't make this first down, Nederland will have a good 2 minutes to try to really put some distance between these two teams.
Brown rolls to his right, has pressure.
Throws it away. Good pressure for the Bulldogs.
4th down and 9, and the clock stops at 2:18 left in the first half.
Tavian Mayfield getting the pressure on there. Mayfield's a pretty good name around football name around Nederland, isn't it?
Yes, indeed. Nederland's come close to blocking the last 2 punts of the Panthers.
Bet they're coming after this one too.
Came
wow,
close to
it.
He touched it. The referee saying he actually touched it. Got a finger on it there. Ball drops dead at the 42-yard line.
Okay, the quarterback change. Tavian Boyd standing on the sideline. Doesn't look like he's hurt. Got his helmet in his hands, and maybe that was just a message David Suggs was sending about, hey, you got to protect that football, especially when you're down on your own goal line. So Nederland will start with good field position, and you can bet they're in attack mode. 2:14 left. They've got a 2-touchdown lead. They'd like to make it 3. And I'm guessing that they will come out certainly attacking here, probably throwing the ball downfield.
Each team has 2 timeouts left. Empty backfield for Sage Say. Here comes that jet move. They fake it this time, and Osei's going to be tackled. Oh, he spun away. He's going to get positive yardage out of this. Sage Say, the magician, gets 5 yards out of a sack.
Say what, Charlie?
Say what? I think you just coined the headline for tomorrow.
Pretty nifty move here by Sage Say, who's
Romo-esque.
Wow, yes, sort of. Except he didn't spin away and throw an interception. He tucked it in and ran.
Better than Romo-esque. 6-yard gain, 2nd down and 4. Clock stopped on the out-of-bounds play. Whoa, that was almost a pick 6. As the 2 22s there met Ja'Cory Richard and Austin Krauts, and I thought Richard was just going to step in front and take it to the horse.
Looked like pick six, and Sage saying, I'll guarantee you when they watch this tape, Larry Newman is going to say, Sage, you stared down your receiver. Everybody in the stadium knew where you were going with the ball that time.
3rd down and 4. Empty backfield. 4 receivers to the left-hand side. Single back on the near, quarterback draw, but there's a flag on the play.
He didn't get it.
Say got maybe a yard out of that play. Let's see what the side judge saw on the Panther sideline.
And
offside.
Offsides.
Wow.
Ozen, what a costly penalty. Mistakes. Ozen's had 3 fumbles that have cost him 21 points, and now here's an offside penalty that may wind up costing him more points because it's going to give Nederland a first down. Well, I think it's going to give him a first down.
It should be a first down from where it was.
Just a killer mistake for Ozen. They're going to get the ball back, probably going to run the clock out, but at least you don't have to worry about Nederland scoring again.
Ozen in man. Here's that
they had
screen
a script. What
pass.
a call. What a call.
Austin Krauts follows his blocker beautifully inside the 20-yard line. Gets down to the 15-yard line.
Had a screen pass on against the blitz. It doesn't get any better than that. Watch if we see this. Watch they just let him come through. This is so perfectly set up. You got, nobody and no defensive players in the picture for about 25 yards.
And watch Krauts here fight at the last bit, trying to get as many yards as he can. Got it down to the 16-yard line as we're at 129, and there is timeout called on the field.
I'll tell you, that's where you pat your play caller on the back. It's a nice work. I'm actually kind of surprised that didn't score a touchdown. So the offside penalty looming large now for Ozen. Instead of Nederland punting and Ozen having the ball back, the Bulldogs have a first down inside the 20-yard line with plenty of time, 1 minute and 29 seconds left here in the first half. Bulldogs looking to go up 35-14.
Ozen turnovers recovered by Nathan Tran, Jacob Jones, and Peyton DeVries. Those 3 turnovers leading to 3 touchdowns.
Sage say at this point in the game, Charlie, 10 rushes for 65 yards, 5 of 10 for 56 passing. So he's got 121 total yards. Actually, Nederland is going to have a lot of points out of not an extreme amount of yardage at halftime.
Say hands off to Marcus Barton. He follows the pile across the 15 to the 14. Plowing up the middle.
Plenty of time for Nederland. They'll line up, run another play about the time the clock gets down to 1 minute. Maybe they'll get it off a little before 1 minute.
From the shotgun, Say looks down deep. That's intercepted at the 5-yard line, and this is trouble.
And again, Sage Say looking right at his receiver, and I'm sure they're reading his eyes down there.
Interception made there by number 7, Deontay Darjean.
Look at Say. He's just dialed in on his receiver. And fortunate for Nederland, this didn't become a pick six. So the Bulldogs are not going to get all they could have out of the first half, and that play keeps Ozen in the game. Now, is there a penalty on the return here? Looks like they're walking the ball back to the goal line.
Yeah, there was, I believe, a block in the back or something. Let's see what they're saying. Yeah, block in the back during the return. So the Panthers will have it 1st and 10 with just under 1 minute to play. They're starting off at their own 8-yard line.
Charlie, I'll be shocked if they don't run the clock out. I just can't imagine them taking a chance on putting the ball up right now. They really dodged a bullet here. They're still in the game, down 28-14. That would have been a killer had Nederland scored at the end of the half, because Nederland's going to get the ball to start the third quarter. So that one kept Ozen hopes alive. Well,
they were trying to draw him offside and got the wrong one to move.
And the backup quarterback, Jalen Brown, still in the game for Ozen. 58 seconds still left in the opening half. 28-14 Nederland.
A little bit of confusion on the Panthers side on the backfield.
Can't believe this. Cannot believe
Brown
this.
throws
he just
it up.
Threw it up for grabs. What in the world is David Suggs thinking? David Suggs is too good a football coach to call that kind of play with a backup quarterback in the game.
And Peyton DeVries with his second turnover of the game, number 24, ends up with the INT.
This ball's thrown up in the air. It's kind of like a punt. I mean, it's just, this is stunning. That ball is up for grabs. About 10 different guys have a chance to catch it, and most of them are Bulldogs.
Dead ball foul, unsportsmanlike conduct is called against Nederland and also against Ozen. They all said it was dead ball, so it was after the play. Ball will remain where it is at the 8-yard line.
You got less than a minute to go and you're on your own 3-yard line. You got your backup quarterback in the game. Why would you call this play? So Nederland can pretty well put it away right here. If they slam this one in the end zone, they'll get the ball to start the second half. So now we've got Ozen with three lost fumbles and an interception. And all 4 of the turnovers, unless Ozen makes a play or Nederland turns it back over, those 4 turnovers are going to wind up leading 28 points. They've already led to 21. 43 seconds left, plenty of time for Nederland from inside the 10-yard line.
Bulldogs have a single timeout. Spread formation. Flag on the play.
Well, we're really getting sloppy here late in the first half.
Illegal procedure. That'll take Nederland back 5 yards. So let's start all over again. Say drops back, starts to throw it up. Got one guy to beat. Say gets down to the 10-yard line.
Nederland going to have to hustle up now. Clock down to 35 seconds. What do they got left timeout-wise?
Just one.
Yeah.
Say was looking to throw an alley-oop, but it was well covered, so he just tucked it and ran. Gained back the penalty yardage. Rolls to his right. Throws it into the ground.
So got time for one more play, and if that doesn't work, probably take the field goal.
Got to throw it into the end zone.
Yep. Got a little pressure, got outside. Faked the run, but he wasn't. That's a good thing he threw it in the ground. Ozen has that well covered.
2 receivers there way too close together. In the pros, they want you to work back and forth and find the open spot, and they both decided that corner looks good. Say hands off to Austin Krauts. It's a reverse. The ball comes loose.
Wow.
Kicked out of bounds at the 20-yard line.
It's going to come back to Nederland. Whoa.
Nederland holds on to the ball. Well, can't really say that. Nederland maintains possession. They didn't hold on to the ball.
So you got to think this is a field goal now, huh? Now, Say was back here to block. I thought maybe he was going to be a receiver on this play. Ball goes out of bounds at the 20.
Connor Perkins never really had the ball as it was kind of tossed to him by Austin Krauts. And
we got a great blooper reel here in the final 4 or 5 minutes of this half.
Well, James Brenza is going to attempt the field goal. It'll be a 37-yarder. Snap is up. Kick is up. Kick is good. Brenza, 37-yard field goal.
Last play of the half, so David Suggs got off light. That bonehead call only cost him 3 points instead of 7, but Nederland, it's now a 3-score game, and Nederland will get the ball to start the second half.
31-14, the Port Arthur News Friday Night Experience will be back with second half action in just a moment.
I discovered Lamar University.
I looked at all types of schools.
Big ones, small ones,
Ivy League and private.
Then I found Lamar. Bistro-style dining.
Private veterans.
Close to home.
15 NCAA Division I sports.
World-class professors.
Who actually know my name.
Undergraduate, master's,
And doctoral degrees.
Lamar University. Visit us online at beacardinal.com.
Cars are as unique as the people who purchase them. And when picking one, every detail counts, right down to the stitching on the seats. So why should picking a car loan be any different? Whether it's a low rate or a low payment you're looking for, at Do Good, we customize loans to fit your needs. And we'll make sure your lending experience is everything you want it to be. Easy, convenient, and hassle-free. At Do Good, you'll love your car loan as much as you love your car.
Great hunt today, Dad.
Thanks, son.
For more than 15 years, I've helped clients nationwide make solid decisions about investing in gold so they can enjoy what's most important.
Discover the best options for you and your family by calling 866-UCB-GUIDE to receive our award-winning Gold Guide free. 866-UCB-GUIDE, 866-822-4843.
Now is the time to learn about gold, so you have time to enjoy what's most important.
This is the first vehicle I bought from JK Chevrolet. My salesperson was very friendly. There was no pressure. She was very patient, showed me several different models. Here at JK, I felt very comfortable, very relaxed. It was a very enjoyable experience. I already had a note in mind and an interest rate that
I'm registered for college.
Me too, and for the same classes, and I'm saving $2,000 a semester at Lamar Port Arthur. Then I graduate and transfer if I want.
Really? You can do that?
You bet. What are you paying for your education?
Quality instruction, great savings, and courses transfer. It's the Texas Common Course Law. Don't wait any longer to begin your education while saving.
I chose Lamar State College, Port Arthur.
When you think you may be having a stroke, remember to act fast. If you experience facial droop, if your arms are weak and your speech is off, then time is of the essence. A lack of blood flow to the brain can cause loss of functions that may never be recovered. Don't let it get that far. Call 911 immediately. A professional EMS will get you stabilized and make sure the hospital is waiting when you arrive. This tip is brought to you by the Medical Center of Southeast Texas, your certified primary stroke center.
I discovered Lamar University.
Close to home.
A place of my own.
With all the amenities.
Opportunities.
Engineering.
World-class science.
Professors who know my name.
That's what you get with a doctoral research university.
Hands-on research.
Or study abroad.
And it starts right here. Lamar University. Visit us online at beacardinal.com.
Hey, I heard y'all were making flipping loans?
That's right. 5 Points Awesome Loans have everybody flipping out.
I'm ready for my loan now. Watch this.
Wow! I haven't even told you we'll pay off 1% of your loan balance.
Get a new loan or flip an existing loan to 5 Point, and we'll pay off 1% of your new loan balance. 5 Point Credit Union. Money for loans right here at home.
Woohoo! I'm so flipping happy. Watch this.
No, not necessary. Yeah.
Lamar State College, Port Arthur, or another university? Let's see. Lamar Port Arthur courses transfer anywhere in Texas or the country for that matter. Coursework is the same as anywhere else, and great savings each semester. And it's close to my home and my job. So why am I still thinking about this? I choose Lamar State College, Port Arthur.
Lamar State College, Port Arthur. Change your future. Start here today.
You know, diversification is important and means more than owning different stocks. Hi, I'm Mike Fulgens, president of Universal Coin and Bullion. I've been helping clients nationwide for 15 years diversify with gold. And I want to send you a free copy of our award-winning gold guide to help you choose the best gold options for you.
Get the answers you need about gold. Call us today at 866-UCB-GUIDE. That's 866-822-4843.
I came to JK Chevrolet because I live right here in Port Arthur, because I'm not going to trust anybody else besides JK to service his car. Drove up here on the lot. They had several people came out to meet me, and they were very knowledgeable and very helpful. I've had a bad experience with a couple other dealers, but here at JK Chevrolet, I think I'm going to have a real good experience with these people. Should I decide to buy another vehicle, I will buy from JK Chevrolet.
Our customers say it all. Come see how we can make a difference for you and your family at JK Chevrolet at the airport.
Heart attacks affect men and women equally, and when they strike, denial can be a killer. If you're experiencing pressure, tightness, or an aching sensation in your chest or arms, then you may be having a heart attack. If so, time is of the essence. Do not attempt to drive yourself to the hospital. Call 911 for a professional EMS. They'll get you stabilized and make sure the hospital is waiting when you arrive. This tip is brought to you by the Medical Center of Southeast Texas, your accredited chest pain center.
Have you been thinking about diversifying with gold but don't know how? Hi, I'm Mike Fulgens, president of Universal Coin and Bullion. As an award-winning nationwide dealer, we help clients get the answers they need to discover the beauty, security, and strength of gold in their portfolio.
Call us today at 866-UCB-GUIDE to receive our award-winning gold guide free. That's 866-822-4843.
This is my sixth vehicle that I bought through JK Chevrolet. My friends and family shop here as well. Whenever I arrive at JK and meet the salesperson, there's never any pressure. Very knowledgeable, always there to help out. Kind of feels like a family atmosphere. And he always is able to meet or beat any deal that I've been able to find elsewhere in the area. When I buy my next vehicle, it'll be here at JK Chevrolet.
Our customers say it all. Come see how we can make a difference for you and your family at JK Chevrolet at the airport.
lead the Ozen Panthers 31-14. Charlie Jellin, along with Bob West of the Port Arthur News Friday Night Experience. It's been a great first half, and I mean, look at that score, but it's only halftime.
Yeah, and Charlie, the big stat tonight is turnovers. Ozen has lost 3 fumbles and had a pass interception, and that's led to 24 of Nederland's 31 points. So the game has really swung on the Ozen turnover. Statistically, it leans toward Nederland. Nederland has 161 rushing and 56 passing, so that's 217 total yards. Ozen only 38 rushing and 82 passing, so 110 total. So Nederland firmly ahead statistically. The big stat man for Nederland, as always, Sage Say. He's the leading rusher, 11 carries for 70 yards. Austin Kraut's, though, 7 for 54. And Marcus Brown, 3 for 37, including a 39-yard touchdown run just before the end of the half. As I said, Say 5 of 12, 56 yards passing, and no touchdowns, 1 interception for Ozen. Josh Boyd, the starting quarterback, 4 of 8 for 82 yards, 1 TD, no interceptions, but a costly fumble. Jalen Brown, the backup quarterback, 0 of 2, and a very costly interception. Rodney Randall, the leading rusher for Ozen, 4 for 42. Nobody else has positive yardage. And Derek Winters, the leading receiver for the Panthers, 1 for 38. Trevon Gibson, 1 for 19. Calvin Taylor, 1 for 16. Again, the score at halftime, 31-14. Nederland, as the Bulldogs go after their 26th consecutive victory.
We'll be back with the second half kickoff in just a moment.
Lamar State College, Port Arthur, or another university? Let's see. Lamar Port Arthur courses transfer anywhere in Texas or the country for that matter. Coursework is the same as anywhere else, and great savings each semester. And it's close to my home and my job. So why am I still thinking about this? I choose Lamar State College, Port Arthur.
Lamar State College, Port Arthur. Change your future. Start here today.
Hey, I heard y'all were making flipping loans?
That's right. 5 Points Awesome Loans have everybody flipping out.
I'm ready for my loan now. Watch this.
Wow! I haven't even told you we'll pay off 1% of your loan balance.
Get a new loan or flip an existing loan to 5 Point, and we'll pay off 1% of your new loan balance. 5 Point Credit Union. Money for loans right here at home.
Woohoo! I'm so flippin' happy. Watch this.
No, not necessary. Yeah.
Have you been thinking about diversifying with gold but don't know how? Hi, I'm Mike Fulgens, president of Universal Coin and Bullion. As an award-winning nationwide dealer, we help clients get the answers they need to discover the beauty, security, and strength of gold in their portfolio.
Call us today at 866-UCB-GUIDE to receive our award-winning Gold Guide free. That's 866-822-4843.
My friends and family recommended that I come to JK. Our salesperson greeted us when we got to JK Chevrolet, and she was very knowledgeable about the Chevy Cruze that we picked out. When shopping for vehicles at other dealerships, I felt pressure to buy immediately. But when I came to JK, there was no pressure. I was able to buy a vehicle, and all my questions were answered. I will buy my next car at JK.
Our customers say it all. Come see how we can make a difference for you and your family at JK Chevrolet at the airport.
I discovered Lamar University.
Close to home.
A place of my own.
With all the amenities.
Opportunities.
Engineering.
World-class science.
Professors who know my name.
That's what you get with a doctoral research university.
Hands-on research.
Or study abroad.
And it starts right here. Lamar University. Visit us online at beacardinal.com.
Heart attacks affect men and women equally, and when they strike, denial can be a killer. If you're experiencing pressure, tightness, or an aching sensation in your chest or arms, then you may be having a heart attack. If so, time is of the essence. Do not attempt to drive yourself to the hospital. Call 911 for a professional EMS. They'll get you stabilized and make sure the hospital is waiting when you arrive. This tip is brought to you by the Medical Center of Southeast Texas, your accredited chest pain center.
I'm registered for college.
Me too, and for the same classes, and I'm saving $2,000 a semester at Lamar Port Arthur. Then I graduate and transfer if I want.
Really? You can do that?
You bet. What are you paying for your education?
Quality instruction, great savings, and courses transfer. It's the Texas Common Course Law. Don't wait any longer to begin your education while saving.
I chose Lamar State College Port Arthur.
Cars are as unique as the people who purchase them. And when picking one, every detail counts, right down to the stitching on the seats. So why should picking a car loan be any different? Whether it's a low rate or a low payment you're looking for, at Do Good we customize loans to fit your needs. And we'll make sure your lending experience is everything you want it to be. Easy, convenient, and hassle-free. At Do Good, you'll love your car loan as much as you love your car.
Great hunt today, Dad. Thanks, son.
For more than 15 years, I've helped clients nationwide make solid decisions about investing in gold so they can enjoy what's most important.
Discover the best options for you and your family by calling 866-UCB-GUIDE to receive our award-winning Gold Guide free. 866-UCB-GUIDE, 866-822-4843.
Now is the time to learn about gold, so you have time to enjoy what's most important.
The last two cars my beautiful girlfriend and I have purchased have been here at JK Chevrolet within the last year. When we first came to JK Chevrolet, our salesperson made us feel at home, feel comfortable, we weren't pressured, and very relaxed. They actually made our car buying experiences here fun. If we need another Chevrolet, it will be bought at JK Chevrolet.
Our customers say it all. Come see how we can make a difference for you and your family at JK Chevrolet at the airport.
I discovered Lamar University.
I looked at all types of schools.
Big ones, small ones,
Ivy League and private.
Then I found Lamar. Bistro-style dining.
Private bedrooms.
Close to home.
15 NCAA Division I sports.
World-class professors.
Who actually know my name.
Undergraduate, master's,
And doctoral degrees.
Lamar University. Visit us online at beacardinal.com.
When you think you may be having a stroke, remember to act fast. If you experience facial droop, if your arms are weak and your speech is off, then time is of the essence. A lack of blood flow to the brain can cause loss of functions that may never be recovered. Don't let it get that far. Call 911 immediately. A professional EMS will get you stabilized and make sure the hospital is waiting when you arrive. This tip is brought to you by the Medical Center of Southeast Texas, your certified primary stroke center.
You know, diversification is important and means more than owning different stocks. Hi, I'm Mike Fulgens, president of Universal Coin and Bullion. I've been helping clients nationwide for 15 years diversify with gold. And I want to send you a free copy of our award-winning gold guide to help you choose the best gold options for you.
Get the answers you need about gold. Call us today at 866-UCB-GUIDE. That's 866-822-4843.
I've been coming to JK Chevrolet since 2001 and have purchased over 30 vehicles. The salespeople at JK have been very personable, they're very helpful with no pressure. I've been to other dealerships and have purchased a vehicle in the past, and I felt like they were in a hurry to close the deal. When I came to JK, I felt like they were more interested in my needs and making me happy with the deal. When I buy my next vehicle, whether it's for personal or business use, I will come back to JK Chevrolet.
Our customers say it all. Come see how we can make a difference for you and your family at JK Chevrolet at the airport.
31-14, Nederland over Beaumont Ozen. Second half fixing to start here. We very much a shootout here at Bulldog Stadium. We started off with Ozen taking the opening kickoff and scoring a touchdown on a 19-yard pass from Josh Boyd to Trevon Gibson. Point after made it 7-0, but Nederland took the kickoff themselves, drove down the field. Sage Say scoring from 13 yards out. 7-7 scored. Then after an exchange of punts, Nederland's Nathan Tran recovered a fumble, and Nederland converted that into a touchdown, a 5-yard run by Sage Say as they took the lead 14-7. Beaumont Ozen, though, scored quickly again. Rodney Randall, the senior tailback, scoring from 32 yards out to tie the score at 14. But then Nederland was able to take the ball down and go down to score, getting the ball from Jacob Jones, stripping Josh Boyd at about the 2 or 3 yard line and taking the ball in himself to make it 21-14. Then on the ensuing kickoff, Peyton DeVries recovered a fumble. Ozen fumble recovered by the Bulldogs' Peyton DeVries, and Nederland scored on a 39-yard quick hitter up the middle to Marcus Barton, taking a 28-14 lead. And just before halftime, Peyton DeVries intercepted a ill-thrown ball, ill-advised ball thrown up by the Panthers. They were at their own 8-yard line with less than a minute left and threw the ball up in the air. Peyton DeVries came up with his second turnover of the game, and that led to a field goal from James Brenza by Nederland, bringing us to 31-14 here, ready to start the second half. Nederland's homecoming, very stylish here as the teams are ready to get on the field. The Panthers are all ready to kick off. Nederland's Bulldogs have not yet entered the field. Nederland has lost their leading receiver, Jace Bordelon, to a knee injury last week against Viter. He will be gone for the year, and that's been a major point that the Bulldogs had to overcome coming into this game. And you can see their passing game did not have much to it in the first half. Sage Say doing just about everything it had to do as quarterback. Austin Krauts and Marcus Barton helping out as well.
Yeah, Charlie, I think Nederland is going to have, it's going to be tough. They've lost their best receiver, but they're going to have to find out a way to throw the ball a little more effectively the next 2 weeks, because they are playing what are clearly the best two teams in this district, Beaumont Central next week on the road, and then back here at Bulldog Stadium for Port Neches Groves. And they're going to have a throwing game to complement what they can do on the ground. I don't know if they have any receivers on the lower levels, what they can do, but they are going to have to. They've only thrown for 56 yards here in the first half, Sage Say, I think 5 of 10. And one of the things that I think they're going to have to work with Sage Say on is not telegraphing where he's going with the ball. Ozen has done a good job of reading where he's going with it, and almost had a big pick six, and did have an interception. So it's something that the Bulldogs are going to have to work, and I'm sure they will. I mean, it's Larry Newman knows what he's got to do.
17 points down starting the second half here. Do you think the Panthers are considering an onside?
Well, it would certainly be something I'd consider, because I think they're really backed up against the wall, and they've got to come out and get a stop. Nederland can pretty well put this game away if they take this and drive down and score.
Mamadou Baldy's kick is taken at the 15-yard line, and a hard hit there at the 25. Bulldog takes it forward. That's number 2, Jalen Johnson. He was hit very hard at the 25-yard line. 1st and 10 for Nederland at their own 27.
1st and 10 for the Bulldogs from their own 27-yard line.
In the past, this is where Nederland's ground game would take over. Kendrick Perkins last year would have loved a game like this.
Absolutely.
You know, just give him the ball working off of the tackles, 5 yards here, 5 yards there, and he was perfectly content with that.
Run that clock. I think Nederland needs to do whatever they can, maybe to get another score ahead if they can. But then we're going to open with a quick screen.
Say throws over to Connor Perkins, number 6. Short gain on the play, maybe a yard. 2nd down and 9 to go.
Tackle made by Richard.
And just nothing doing here. 22 plays off the block. Ja'Cory Richard, and makes the tackle, plays that really well.
Richard, the one who almost got the pick 6 there in the first half on a similar play. He and Austin Krauts knocked the ball away from each other. Say hands off to Krauts, flag's thrown in. Krauts gets across the 30.
Almost got to be a hole where that flag went in there.
Nederland's
Ozen
going.
Players are, it's a legal block.
Shot block is way back.
So that's going to set the Bulldogs back, put them in second and long. Didn't get to see it. Apparently, that's one of those deals where one guy stands a player up and the other guy hits him below the waist.
In the old days, that was perfectly legal, but way too many injuries come in. And again, the rules are designed to allow the integrity of the game, but also to protect the players. They wear lots of pads, but there's still a lot of vulnerable joints around there.
So the Bulldogs looking at second and, wow, about 20-something yards here. It's obviously a passing situation or a say tuck it and run situation.
Say rolls back. There's that screen pass, and this time they sniffed it out. The Panthers tackle Krauts for a 1-yard gain.
Ozen learned from getting burned on the screen. Nothing happening this time. Got a short completion, and now you got 3rd and long. And I think the thing you do is be careful with the ball here. You've got a 17-point lead. Last thing you want to do is give Ozen a short field.
Signals coming in from the sideline. Play clock's down to 10 seconds now. Krauts in motion, comes into a halfback. Say rolls to his right, throws deep, just over
he had a man too.
Over the fingers of Connor Perkins.
Yep. Oh, about a step long on the throw. Nederland very close to making a big play in 3rd and long. Let's get another look at it. Good protection here. Gives Say time to set up. He delivers the ball from his 9-yard line and lands just across the 50. Like there was a penalty that may have been declined, and that's going to bring the punt team out for Nederland.
So the Panthers do exactly what they wanted to do. Stop Nederland actually knocking them back 14 yards and holding on that penalty.
So, yeah, the Panthers figure to get good field position here. This is the way you would have wanted the second half to start if you were David Suggs.
Broussard barely gets it away. Ball turns over. It's going to hit at the 50. Take a forward roll. This time Randall's just going to let it roll dead at the 39-yard line. But that's good field position for the Panther offense.
Not as good as it could have been, though, Charlie, if you fielded the ball. You gave up about 15 yards there when that ball hit and rolled.
So let's see which quarterback comes out for Ozen. Josh Boyd started off, the junior quarterback, replaced by Jalen Brown after Boyd was stripped of a ball and was taken in for a touchdown by Jacob Jones. That's number 10, Jalen Brown at quarterback. The senior. Seen more of a passing threat than a running threat. Brown under pressure. Throws it away.
He knows that play where you throw it out of bounds. He's learned that.
Well,
good pressure from the Nederland front people here. Look at that hold there. Ellis got out of the hold and was able to get pressure. Well, there's a Bulldog fan with his helmet and everything on. Number 3, reckon he's related to Marcus Barton.
Could be, could be. 2nd down and 10. Brown hands off to Randall on the cross in the backfield. Randall gains 5 yards, make it 6 yards out to the 45. It looked like just before the play, Calvin Tyler told the quarterback what to do. Don't give me the ball, give him the ball.
Randall had some daylight there. Looked like he might going to go for more. Leon Mayfield drug him down. Going to make it 3rd and 4 for Ozen.
Ozen needs to get to their own 49-yard line to maintain possession. Brown keeps it. Under pressure from Nathan Tran. Throws it up in the air.
Got him, didn't he?
Oh, just dropped incomplete. It looked like he did have his hands on it.
Okay, Charlie, Gary Dickert, our stat guy, and covering the game for the Port Arthur News tonight, passed along a note. Ozen has not had a first down since the 10-minute mark of the 2nd quarter, so they've basically gone. Okay, there we see, and the ball was there. He just didn't hold it. Ozen basically gone a full quarter. Well, I take it back. There's a penalty on Nederland, and now they have a first down. I did not see the signal. Was it roughing the passer?
It may have been. It ended up being a major penalty. Takes it to the Nederland 45-yard line.
So they have that first down, and first down in about 13 minutes.
High handoff. Tyler with the ball. Tackled after a 2-yard gain. One thing I like about Jalen Brown, the quarterback, is that he does an excellent job of carrying out his fakes. Bulldogs are reacting to him rolling out. That's a particular factor you don't see a lot in college or in the pros in particular. A quarterback will hand it off and then turn to see what's happening with the play. Faking the blitz, handoff to Randall, and he's going to be stuffed at the line of scrimmage, falls forward for a yard. 3rd down and 5 to go for the Panthers.
Trying to see who got there first. I know Jacob Jones came off the pile, Hunter Ellis up off the pile. So another 3rd down for Ozen, 3rd and a long 5, short 6, however you want to look at it. Panthers need points. They're down 31-14.
Play clock at 2 seconds. Brown looks deep, and that is caught. It's going to be close to the first down. Fine catch made there on the sideline on the comeback route to Derek Winters, senior wide receiver.
And it's going to move the chains for Ozen. So 2 consecutive 3rd down conversions, albeit one of them via penalty. And the Panthers are in business.
He got just enough for the first down and came back for the ball. Well coached there by the Panther coaching staff. A lot of times in the pros, they forget to get that first down. Brown under pressure. He's going to be hit from behind. He holds on to the ball, though.
Cannot believe the ball didn't come loose. That hit by Nathan Tran from the blind side. How does he hang on to this football, Charlie? He didn't see this coming. He's got his arm up right there. Wow. That's pretty good to not let that ball go. That was a turnover waiting to happen.
8-yard loss on the sack by Nathan Tran, who earlier recovered a fumble and led to a Nederland touchdown. Timeout is called by Ozen. This is kind of surprising. 2nd down. 6:47 left in the 3rd quarter. This is the 20th season of the Port Arthur News Friday Night Experience, and we would like to thank our sponsors who are bringing this year's action to you. Lamar State College of Port Arthur, the Medical Center of Southeast Texas, Motiva Enterprises, 5 Point Credit Union, Market Basket, Lamar University in Beaumont, Mike Fulgence at Universal Coin and Bullion, Roberts Giblin, DuPont Goodrich Federal Credit Union, the Museum of the Gulf Coast, Ritter Lumber, Donnie Broussard and Pizza Inn, Bubba's Air Conditioning, Kieschnick Industries, Holy Cross Lutheran Church, and the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 479. all of the sponsors here of the Port Arthur News Friday Night Experience. Some of them have been around for many of those 20 years, Bob.
Yes, they have, Charlie, and they bought into the idea of what we wanted to do way back when Jim Barton and Mike Sheffield got together with this idea of televising high school football. It's kind of caught on in areas around the state, but we were pretty much the pioneers in doing this.
Brown takes the snap, drops back. He's got pressure. He's going to get sacked again.
Down again. Number 99, Connor Hughes, finished him up. I think somebody else was there and had hands on him. He maybe spun away.
Patrick Cheney right there. He had Cheney. Slowed him up. Another loss back to the Nederland 47-yard line.
And they've got to get to the 25, so it's 3rd and 22. Ozen took a timeout and came back with that play, and it didn't turn out very well. We're closing in on the halfway point of the third quarter. Ozen down 31-14. 3 straight losses.
Tackled back at the 49-yard line. Tyler unable to make the trip.
Jacob Jones continues to have a big night defensively for the Bulldogs.
Calvin Tyler trying to get to the corner, unable to get there as Jones was able to take him down from his defensive back position.
4th and 25. We're going to see a punt block before the night's over. I'm one way or the other. Will this be the time? No.
And that's going to be a penalty, roughing the kicker. Austin Crouch just lets it die at the 15-yard line. Bulldogs came close, but they ran underneath the feet of the kicker, and let's see what they're going to call.
So
roughing
is it
or
running into or roughing? That's roughing. So now is that an automatic first down and high? Because it's 4th and 25, and in the NFL it would be an automatic first down. Let's see what we got here. Oh, it's the 5. It's the running into, I think.
So they're waving them back. It looks like they're going to re-kick the punt.
Yeah, it clearly was not a roughing. He just kind of rolled into him.
Running into the kicker against the Bulldogs.
Not sure why you just wouldn't go ahead and take the punt. Well, no, I guess you'd go ahead and punt and hope to recover a fumble.
Ball is spotted inside the 45-yard line. Crouch remains the sole back for the Bulldogs, lining up now at his own 10-yard line.
So another chance to block a punt for Nederland. Of course, a chance for Ozen to kick it away and have something good happen. There you go.
High snap, and that's not what the Panthers needed. He's tackled back at the 30-yard line, and that a rough change of events there for the Panthers.
That's as good as a block punt. Again, I think if I'm having the problems Ozen having with the kicking game, I would have just taken the first punt. So here we're going to see it again. The snap is high. I believe it was catchable. He wasn't able to come down with it. And up comes Jones again. I tell you, this guy's everywhere. Jacob Jones, he's been involved in a little bit of everything. So here's a door slamming opportunity for Nederland, a real chance to put this game out of reach, I think.
Saying Crouch, hands off to Crouch. He gets the corner, bounces outside, uses that speed. Taken out of bounds at about the 10-yard line. Good downfield block by Ashton January over there on the far side. Number 9 making a corridor for the speedy Crouch to get on.
Game is good for a Bulldog first down.
So 24 Nederland points have been set up by turnovers. Now it's a possibility of that number going up to 31, although I don't know that you consider the bungle punt a turnover, but it's certainly the equivalent of a turnover. This is going to be a touchdown here.
Crouch in untouched. Stretch play to the left. Austin Crouch scores from 11 yards out.
So Nederland continues to cash in on Ozen mistakes, and just nobody, really nobody looked like they were. This is too easy. So David Suggs got a lot of work to do with this Ozen program before they become competitive in this district. Obviously, got a lot of things going wrong for that team.
Injured player being tended to at the 5-yard line. Nederland's homecoming occurred tonight. Lots of fans here. This is one of those times when people come out of this is the one game you're going to do this. I don't know, this in Mid-County Madness, the Bum Phillips Bowl. It depends on if you can get a ticket, in 2 weeks. It's going to be hard to get into here because the visitor side's going to be filled up. There's the Philpott Motors car that is given away at Nederland High School for perfect attendance. Philpott Motors partners in education with the Nederland ISD. Longtime partners.
I tell you, I think tickets are really going to be hard to come by on that Bum Phillips Bowl, Charlie, because Port Neches grows, and rightly so, feels like this year they've got the best team. And they're going to come over here and end Nederland's kind of string of dominance in recent years. And if you're ever going to do it, what a year to do it when they were giving away that beautiful Bum Phillips trophy. To the winner of the game, that's no guarantee. This is a rivalry game. Anything can happen. All I'm saying is Port Neches feels really good about their team, and they should. Those guys been blowing people out.
A little bit of a high snap on the point after, but Smith is able to hold it down for Brenza's kick. This last Thursday, Port Neches Groves went over to Star Wars Stadium playing that Thursday game, that short week against Goose Creek Memorial, and beat them rather thoroughly. It was 34-7 at halftime. So, and Adam Morse, I think, threw for 4 touchdowns.
He's thrown for 17. And P&G very close to being undefeated. They're 4-1. Their only loss in overtime at West Orange Stark in a game they led late into the game. So this may be the best P&G team I've seen, Charlie, in a long time. Certainly maybe the best of the Brandon Faircloth era. They are an offensive machine. Now, they are really tough to stop.
And we will have those next 2 games that Nederland's going to play against Beaumont Central next week and then Port Neches Groves the week after that. It's going to be a lot of fun watching this whole thing play out. Brenza ready to kick off. He's got a different angle on the ball this time. Kicks it to the near sideline, taking it the 22-yard line.
Got some room.
Jalen Brown gets over to the wall, steps out of bounds at the 50-yard line. So that angled kick didn't really work for the Bulldogs that time as the quarterback.
Yeah, when was the last time you saw a quarterback returning kickoffs?
But he ends
Peyton
up
Manning do that?
Peyton Manning, I think, did it once, maybe in middle school. But ran about 70 yards there, but he ended up gaining 25 out to the 49-yard line of Ozen is where it's marked. Like you say, the Panthers need to get some points on the board and particularly stop hurting themselves.
Yeah, they're going to have to hit some big plays, and they're going to have to quit handing points to Nederland because Nederland will take them.
Brown underneath center. I formation for the Panthers.
Look at
hand off to Tyler. I tell you, that quick little tailback got 5 yards, 6 yards on first down.
Close in a hurry, though. Looked like there was some pretty good daylight at the point of attack. But then Connor Hughes slid down, got his arms wrapped around the ball carrier. It's a 5-yard gain. 2nd and 5 for Ozen. A lot of black-shirted Bulldog support over there on the track.
Offset eye to the left-hand side now. Tyler again crosses the Nederland 45. Maybe to the 44. It'll be 3rd down and about 3 to go. This gets into the patience that a good offense has. That's one thing about, the Viter Pirates in this particular district. When they get their T formation going, they're perfectly happy to take 4 yards out every pop.
A little more difficult to do when you're 24 points down with less than 4 minutes left in the third quarter.
High formation again. Nice pass and catch over there to Trevon Gibson. He's got the first down.
Gave Gibson a pretty good cushion there. Trey Richardson making the stop, but it was about a 3 or 4 yard cushion. And I know Nederland defensively, it's just now don't let them get behind you. Don't let them make the big play.
Brown staying under center. Randall with the ball, a little bit of a trap play, and Randall gets good yardage, 7 yards on first down. Gets to the 31.
Just basic football. I think it's kind of what you'd expect the team to be doing if they were 24 ahead instead of 24 behind. But David Suggs may just feel like, hey, we've just got to start executing some basic things. He may be, I know he hasn't given up hope on winning tonight, but he's also got to be looking at doing things that help this ball club down the line.
Hand off to Tyler. He gets to the 30 and gets hit by the linebackers.
And that's Leon Mayfield and Connor Hughes kind of making a sandwich there at the line of scrimmage. 3rd and short.
Tyler had a good head of steam going, but watch him meet Mr. Mayfield.
Watch the pop here.
Ball popped loose, but it was after the play had been blown dead. Panthers still in the I formation. Timeout is called by Nederland. That's a surprise.
That is.
2:15 left in the third quarter. Bulldogs call a defensive timeout on 3rd down and short. And that, the PA announcer is making a point that a lot of our fans need to remember. Inside college games and pro games, they really don't care how much noise you make. In fact, some of the stadiums pride themselves on having too much noise, but when you're at a UIL event and you blow a whistle at a football game, it tends to confuse the guys on the field.
Shouldn't, that's not good.
Don't blow any whistles if you're out at a UIL game, middle school all the way up, because players, when they hear a whistle, they're trained to stop.
And you could cause one of your own players to get hurt, much less a guy on another team. You could cause a guy who hear that whistle, he stops, he's defenseless, gets hurt, gets hit. 72 degrees with the wind north at 8. Charlie, this is football weather, finally.
We'll be glad to take that.
Guess they didn't play any games in Arlington last night when they were having those 100-mile-an-hour winds.
Wow, that was scary the way that went. Randall with the ball, working up the middle. He's going to be close to the first down. Looks like he's got it.
I think he probably got it.
The pile moves forward, and the Panthers get their first down.
The gain is good for a Panthers first down.
27-yard line.
So they'll move the chains and wind the clock. 2:08 left here in the third quarter. And Ozen seemingly content to just kind of grind it out here.
Still in the I formation. Fakes it to Randall. This time Brown keeps it, and there is a good spot over there. Jalen Brown.
Did you see the spill the official took? Wow. Brown does a nice job running the option. And to watch the end of the play, Charlie, and watch the head linesman, he's going to take a nasty fall over here. Maybe it's not the head linesman. I'm not sure who it is.
Brown's taken down there, and Oh, yeah, that does hurt. Had his knees whipped out from underneath him. The young official's able to get up quickly, a lot quicker than you or I would.
I'd still be down, Charlie.
First down at the 15-yard line. Randall with the ball. He's hit in the backfield by Jacob Jones, but goes forward for 2 yards.
And an Ozen player down. That's going to stop the clock.
Down at the 15-yard line, we were talking about making noise at games a little while ago. I remember back in 1999 when Port Neches Groves played in the state championship against Art Browse and the Farmersville Farmers, right? And they had a sound machine. Stephenville, that's right, Stephenville. But they had, what was it, ball bearings inside metal casings.
It was awful.
And it was a two-handed device. They would sit there and shake back and forth like they were doing an old-time washing machine or something like that. And, you know, if you have one of them in the stadium, it's bad enough, but they were all over the place. But that's perfectly legal under UIL rules.
That was annoying just to be in the stadium with all that. That was a good team. Bryles' son was a quarterback, Kendall Bryles. Great game, PNG and Stephenville.
And I think Bryles has gone on to a few better things since
He's
then.
done pretty well for himself. Certainly has Baylor at a level that I don't think even the most dyed-in-the-wool Baylor fan ever expected to see.
Of course, that's Port Neches Groves for many years. Back when Doug Etheridge was their head coach in the mid-'70s, they were always in the playoffs, and that's back when a single team would go up into the playoffs. There were many good 9-1 teams that never got a chance to go into the playoffs because they lost one district game. But they went to the state playoffs 2 years there in a row.
Went 4, Charlie. They went to the semifinals or finals 4 years in a row. A really remarkable run. Of course, the year and I hadn't been down here long, but there was a year, I believe it was maybe 71, when little Joe Washington was a senior at Lincoln. After 8 weeks, Lincoln, PNG, and TJ were all 8-0.
Oh.
And Lincoln winds up 10-0, PNG 9-1, and TJ 8-2. And, of course, only Lincoln goes to the playoffs. You had those 3 teams were all rated in the top 10 in the state high school poll. And just such a different situation from today when you see 4 teams, which I think that's too many. I think you get too many teams in there that don't deserve. You got 5-team districts with 4 teams going to the playoffs.
Wow.
And I think it really takes away a little bit of what the meaning of achievement of going into the playoffs is all about. Teams going in with 3 and 7 records. No, it's I was all for the second place team going. I thought that was good to get a second place team in. I thought 3 was stretching it. 4 to me is just ridiculous.
And of course, here in this area, when you talk about second place teams going into the playoffs, the famous story from this area is the Westbrook Bruins.
Absolutely.
Alex Durley, in the first year that they took the number 2 team, Westbrook Bruins were number 2 that year to Thomas Jefferson, and TJ kind of stumbled in the first round of the playoffs, and Westbrook kept going.
Right.
And going and going.
And that's right. I mean, of course, that was the first year of the integration in Beaumont where Westbrook was a merger of Forest Park and Ozen, I guess, or Hebert. Forest Park and Hebert. And it took them a while to get going, and I saw the game where TJ beat them in the district season. I think it was 28-14 maybe. But the deeper into the season Westbrook got, the better they got, and they steamrolled all the way through and won the state championship. Pretty remarkable story. Charlie, I think we may have something pretty serious here. This does not look good.
Yeah, they've brought out several different packs to isolate. I keep looking to see if there's an ambulance around here. Of course, we do have one on campus. I see them bringing the stretcher now over. So that Westbrook team, the one in particular that we were looking at, talking about there, went on and won the state championship, had an NFL player of note Oh, here are some shots from Nederland's homecoming. This is the Pot and Pan Parade, which occurred on Tuesday night. And, of course, in Nederland, you have a fireman start the fire. That's the way you have to do it. But a lot of that wood there came out of the school right next to a Central Middle School. They had a bunch of bond work done here in Nederland, and so a lot of that came from there. And there's Jace number 13, Jace Bordelon's placard up there on the bonfire, right behind this stadium over here. And they were playing a middle school game here that night. I think they left the lights on. As you can see, the bonfire tradition here in the South, but in particular Texas. When you talk about Texas football, you got to have a bonfire. I wonder if they put the toilet up on top. They used to do that. They would get an old toilet. You're looking at me strange. They would put an old ceramic toilet up there, and of course it doesn't burn. It would end up at the bottom. And I don't know if they reuse it from year to year. As the protocols are taken care of, I've been unable to determine if this is a knee or a head injury. A lot of times whenever they bring in the red bags, they're trying to isolate the neck or the head.
I wonder if while this is going on, we could get that Bum Phillips trophy up again. To 2 weeks from tonight, Nederland and Port Neches Groves will be playing for the 91st time. And Bum Phillips would have been 91 years old. He died last year. There it is. It's just an awesome piece of work. Hat modeled after the one Bum wore. You see his signature there on the football, sitting on the base with his photo etched into it. And Bum passed away last year during the second quarter of the Nederland Port Neches Groves game. And of course his son Wade Phillips, who will be here to present the trophy in 2 weeks. Wade played quarterback at Port Neches Groves in I believe 63 or 64 as a quarterback and linebacker. Earlier, he had grown up running up and down these sidelines as a kid when Bum Phillips put together a real dynasty of sorts at Nederland in the early 50s before he left to go with Bear Bryant at Texas A&M. But Bum passed away at age 90 during the 90th meeting between Nederland and Port Neches Groves. And Wade, who was there with his father in Goliad, was listening to the game on the internet. The score was tied 7-7 at the time, and I thought he had just a wonderful quote. Said that he couldn't think of a better way for his dad to go than with his two favorite teams tied in the game they were playing. Nederland, of course, went on to win that game. It was a close one all the way, and the Bulldogs won it late. So the Bum Phillips Trophy sort of idea came out of that, and took a while. We got that trophy done, and of course it was on the cover of our Port Arthur News football section this year. And a lot of excitement been generated by that trophy. We've kind of had it traveling around to different various businesses in the area for a week at a time. The final week before the game, it will be at P&G early in the week. I think Monday through Wednesday, maybe at noon Wednesday, they're going to get it and bring it over to Nederland. So it's going to be at the two schools during the week of the game. And then, of course, it will be brought out here that night. We're going to set it up down there in the end zone nearest the scoreboard. Wade and his family will be there. And the game will be played, and then after the game, a short cooling off period and presentation. Wade Phillips will present the very first Bum Phillips, or the winner, the trophy to the winner of the first Bum Phillips Bowl and we'll have the score inscribed on it. And every year after that, forever probably, that trophy will go back and forth.
Brown runs the option. He's going to go in for the touchdown.
Right, and Brown.
Jalen Brown scores.
Run that option very effectively 2 times now.
Jalen Brown scoring from 14 yards out. The injured Panther was offensive lineman Quentin Smith, senior, number 66, and it looked like a leg injury because when they picked him up off the ground, they need a little help, so Quentin helped him. He put his hands down to help himself get onto the gurney. They wouldn't have done that if it had been a neck or a head injury. So after the injury time, 14-yard touchdown, Jalen Brown, and the point after makes it 21 points for the Panthers, 38 for the Bulldogs.
And I would think on the sidelines here during this next Nederland possession that Nederland's going to have to talk about how to defend the option, because both times that Ozen ran the option, Brown got big yardage on it. There was nobody close to him either time, and that's something that Ozen's going to come back with. They're just they're still 17 down, still 3 scores down. There's a full quarter left, so there's time. But I would think they'd have to have help from Nederland to have any chance of pulling this game out. Nederland would have to turn the ball over, give them something quick and cheap.
And we've seen that happen
and
in the first half.
It's happened tonight.
Jalen Brown must have heard me talking about him not being the running quarterback and decided to show me up with those 2 well-played options.
Yeah, and Jalen, if you're watching the telecast, it's Charlie.
Charlie did that.
Said
yeah,
that.
I did that. The guy who doesn't know sports as well as Bob West. Mamadou Baldy, a nice high kick. Going to hit at the 10-yard line. That's not the way you're supposed to play it. Quickly tackled there is Jalen Johnson, and you've got to catch that puppy in the air.
Yep, so Ozen a little bit fired up now. That's momentum changes in football games, so let's see what the Panthers can do defensively. They need a 3-and-out in field position or a quick turnover. They do need something. They need some help from Nederland, or they need their defense to really step up and take over. 53 seconds left in the third quarter.
Sage Say and Austin Crouch are in the backfield. Crouch at the right halfback. 3 receivers on the right-hand side, counting Marcus Barton. The handoff to Crouch right up the middle. He's arm tackled at the 10, falls forward to the 17.
So, and you're going to see Crouch again pop up the middle. Ozen, Nederland, now I think we'll try to go to work on the clock a little bit. Going to be one more play here this quarter if it's a running play.
Say hands off to Crouch. He has the first down. Great move, gets him into the secondary. Takes him to the 35-yard line.
So that's a pretty good way to get out of the hole in 2 plays. Crouch just nobody near him for a while. He finally gets slammed down there by Rodney Randall. But he's got first down yardage as the clock will run out. And what are we looking at here, a peewee game?
Yeah, this is a young Jace Borderline catching that play. Some of the Southeast Texas Junior Football League plays, you can see Borderline running away there.
That's Jace Borderline.
That's Jace Borderline.
Wow.
Mike Sheffield went and dug through the vault because he's been doing the Southeast Texas Junior Football League games for many, many years, and he actually found some shots of Sage Say and Austin Crouch running the sidelines back as peewees. And I tell you, that's one of the big experiences that they have when they do the playoffs. They take over Lamar University Stadium up there for an entire day, and they run nothing but playoffs and all-star games, Southeast Texas Junior Football League.
Well,
and a lot of those guys.
Here we got a replay now.
Here's Austin Crouch wearing number 22.
Kept that same number. Wow, that's good stuff, Mike. Really good stuff.
There's his name, Austin Crouch, and they let him keep his number all the way up.
That's pretty good stuff now.
And Sage Say, if we can get a segment coming up here of him in a minute, Sage Say, you could tell it was Sage. He was bigger than everybody else. First down and 10 to start the fourth quarter. Fakes the handoff to Crouch, and Sage keeps it himself. He's got a bubble, and he accelerates. getting into Panther territory at the 44-yard line.
So Gary Dicker just gave me a note. Austin Krauts is 11 carries for 107 now, as we see Sage Say get his numbers up close to 100. And I'm assuming this note on Krauts was his rushing tonight and not in that Pee Wee game. I don't think Gary had stats
well,
for
no,
that.
The Pee Wee game is probably closer to 200. Sage Say was injured on
Limping
that last
off,
play.
And if you're a Nederland fan, that is the scariest. Here, this must be Say. Does this Say here?
Yep. He's making some of the tackles there. Okay, Brett Smith comes in as the quarterback. He hands off to Austin Krauts, who gets across the 40-yard line. Brett Smith, the senior quarterback, he was competing with Sage Say during the course of the preseason, and in fact came in the first game through some timely passes in the loss against Dayton.
Well, I'm going to tell you, with Central and P&G coming up, that is the worst sight you could possibly have if you're a Nederland fan, and I'm thinking maybe it's an ankle.
Smith gets the signal from the sideline, hands it off to Krauts, who's upended in the backfield. A fantastic play there made by number 43, Ennis Harmon, who's going both ways for the Panthers tonight as a tight end and a defensive end. Rolled underneath Marcus Barton and made the tackle. Good job there, Mr. Harmon.
I'm looking down at Sage Say, and they have his shoe off. They're cutting the tape off of his ankle. And you have to hope, if you're a Nederland fan, it's just maybe a mild ankle sprain. Certainly you don't want the awful high ankle sprain.
Brett Smith throws the ball to Ashton January. He's got the first down. The Panthers collide on him on the 19-yard line. A fine pass and a good catch there made by Ashton January, the senior wide receiver. Smith actually looked off his receiver, looked off the defense first before coming back to Ashton January, and that's one of the big differences. Say has a tendency to look straight at the one receiver. Smith and Krauts in the backfield. Hands off to Krauts. He's got a bubble on the left-hand side. Gets inside the 10-yard line. 1st and goal for the Bulldogs.
Krauts continues to pile up yardage here. Nederland would probably feel a lot more comfortable if they can add more. That's good blocking now. Good blocking.
Panthers trying for a hold here. 38 points they've given up.
Any long shot hope Ozen has of getting back in the game is predicated now on keeping Nederland out of the end zone. We're down, closing in on 9 minutes left.
Fakes the speed sweep, and Smith tries to keep the ball. Stumbles forward. No gain on the play. 2nd down and goal. Good play there made in the middle by the linebacker, number 16, Jamie Wheaton, coming in for the Panthers.
Yeah, I see them now. They're putting ice on Sage Say's ankle or the top of his foot. So I'd say without a doubt he's done for the night.
Leaving the offense in the hands of Brett Smith. Krauts with the ball. Close. Did he get in? Referee says he's just short.
Well, I tell you, like the way Nederland's operating up front right now, they're creating some space. Krauts does a nice job picking his way right to, actually, it looked to me like the ball was right on the goal line when he went down.
Unfortunately, no replays are at this end of the field.
Throw the challenge flag out there, Larry. Well, see, maybe he did. They're stopping the clock.
3rd down and goal.
Calls for maybe a quarterback sneak or no. Well, let's see. He is up under, isn't he?
Yeah, well, he's in the
No,
shotgun,
no,
but
he's-
everybody is in tight there. They're letting the play clock bleed down. Handoff
And
goes to
second
Krauts.
effort.
He gets
Krauts
the
got it.
touchdown. Austin Krauts, the 1-yard run, increases the score to 44-21, and the cheerleaders are happy.
And if we could get our, as soon as this extra point, maybe get our camera people on the sidelines. Sage Say is on crutches. But maybe just because he wanted to get up and congratulate his teammates coming off the field. They've got an ice bag taped to his left ankle. There he is right there.
Point after by Brenza is good. 45-21. With 7:44 left in the game. Well, this is what Nederland wanted to do to extend their district streak. Here's another pitch to Austin
again, I
Krauts.
believe.
Notice at Pee Wee level, he switched the ball over from
Right.
one arm to the other.
Who is that they're playing, by the way? Do we have any idea?
Orange, it could have been Kirbyville, it could have been Coombs. That was actually one of the games I did. I told them to turn down the sound because, hearing yourself is weird enough. But watching Southeast Texas Junior Football League, the nice thing about it is that you get players from all over Southeast Texas, and they converge together and play a series of games in the same classifications, 1A through 3A and then 4A and up. And so you have West Orange Stark taking on Nederland and people like that. And I tell you what, you can see some of the chain gang defense, the West Orange Stark Junior
age,
Pee Wee. They have the same colors. They have the same "you're not going to score on me" attitude. And the different communities are able to establish that type of value system very early with these athletes. Brenza's kick will drop at the 25-yard line inside the wedge, and Randall's
Whistle
going
blew.
forward.
Must have fair caught it.
Must have caught it. He raised his hand up, and that's Jeremy Harris. I'm sorry, not Randall. Jeremy Harris, number 20.
So 45-21 with 7:40 left. Nederland well on the way to its 26th consecutive district victory, but this one could come at a very steep price depending on what the prognosis is for Sage Say going forward. Appears to be an ankle injury, could be a foot injury. It's iced and he's on crutches on the sidelines.
Ozen starts off at their own 30-yard line. Coach Newman's asking why the flag was waved off. I've seen him have discussions like that where he was not smiling when he walked away.
It's a little easier to ask that question when you got a 24-point lead. You tend to be a lot more polite.
In the I formation, Jalen Brown hands off to Rodney Harris. Carried backwards, but forward progress is good for a yard. It'll be second down.
Okay, we're going to see the option on the next play. Charlie, we're going to see if Nederland has made the adjustment to stop the option. It's coming.
A very successful play for the Panthers earlier in this quarter. Trevon Gibson bringing the play in there. Sage Say favoring that left ankle. I formation, Twins left. Brown rolls to his left. Nice catch there by number 13, Derek Winters, just as he steps out of bounds, and that's a well-thrown ball.
Well-executed play. They fooled me. I was sure that we were going to see the option because it was so effective. This is a tough throw for a right-hand quarterback running left, and well done by Brown.
Tavian Mayfield had a very good coverage on that, number 7. There wasn't much of a window for Brown to throw it into. And, again, rolling left, throwing as a right-hander, that's very difficult to do, and he did an excellent job of hitting the small window and the receiver getting his feet down before stepping out of bounds. We have a timeout called by Ozen with 6:50 left, a little bit of confusion, and the play clock was down to almost nothing. Well, next week, the Port Arthur News Friday night experience will be in Beaumont, as we'll be watching Nederland take on Central. Here's some more of that Junior Football League play, and Sage Say, number 34, ends up with the fumble there. And why you can tell this is Sage. Look at how he's doing it. Yep, my ball, you can't have
Sage,
it. Okay.
You're looking at your target there now.
Yeah, that's right. He was looking right. Oh, bad habits start early, telegraphing early. We will be at the Thomas Center in Beaumont.
Well,
that's going to be a great game, Nederland and Central.
Well, it is if Sage Say can play, Charlie. If he can't play, you're taking the best player away from this team. They already lost your best receiver. Now you take your quarterback out. Boy, that's really a tall order. If he can, I hope he's ready to go and healthy, and it will be a great football game.
Offset eye. Brown rolls to his right. He throws the bomb, and it is caught. Fantastic catch over there by Derek Winters, and we've got a couple of seniors here who like to play catch. Jalen Brown and Derek Winters, and Brown just tosses it up there, and Winters gets deeper than everybody else.
Brown certainly making his bid to be the starting quarterback for Ozen for the rest of the season. We don't know what happened, with the starter, Josh Boyd, but Brown came on late in the second quarter, did make a really poor throw for an interception just before the half. Was played pretty well this half.
That interception only gave up a field goal. A little bit of a problem there with the mesh point in the backfield. Rodney Randall hit in the backfield, no gain on the play. It'll be third down, long 9 to go. Ozen Panthers looking to establish their offense right here. They realize the score differential. They're not going to win this game, but they do want to go out with a positive note.
Yep, I think that's exactly what David Suggs wanted to do. Maybe why he made a quarterback change.
And I can tell you, you definitely see some of Suggs' defense out there. I mean, what they've been able to do at times. And there's the option, and that is a very bad throw.
Wow.
And that is recovered by guess who? Jacob Jones ends up with another fumble.
Him again. You'll probably get a line or two in a newspaper tomorrow. I don't quite understand his play. This is confusing on the quarterback.
It looked like it was going to be an option of some type, but it fell apart almost immediately. Jones says, yes, I've got the ball. It's going this way. Number 11, Jacob Jones.
He has been in the right place at the right time tonight quite a few times.
Recovered that fumble from Brown, and earlier he had recovered a fumble from Josh Boyd for a touchdown, and that was back when the game was very, very close. It was tied at 14 when Jones got his touchdown, breaking the Bulldogs on top. It's now 5:55 left. Some of the backup running backs get to come in here. That's number 40, Vincent Tran, a junior fullback, 5'5", 210 pounds. Smith hands it off to him, and that's downfield running for a fullback. He gets 8 yards, gets out to midfield.
Yeah, I would guess Larry Newman doesn't want to take a chance on getting any other key players hurt.
Tran stays in at halfback next to Brett Smith. Smith hands off to Tran. He's trying to get the first down. Gets a yard, but he's going to be short. Third down for Nederland. Still need a yard to go. Brett Smith coming to the sideline to get his call from Monty Barrow, offensive coordinator of the Bulldogs. Smith keeps it, gets the first down, falls forward to the 46-yard line. First down and 10 for Nederland. They'll maintain possession, and the clock will start running as soon as the sticks are set.
Charlie, they got Marcus Barton down there. In fact, let's get our camera guys to get a shot. Barton and Sage Say are side by side on crutches. I didn't see what happened when Marcus Barton got hurt. Goodness gracious, this is getting a little scary now for Nederland. Three guys in a row there lined up on crutches. I guess it was that Bordelon, the other one.
That was Bordelon next to him.
Wow, their whole three of their best offensive threats.
Panthers blew that one up as Vincent Tran had no ground to get.
And there's another shot. That's so sad. You hate to see anybody get hurt, but seniors, and we know Bordelon's gone for the season. We don't know about Sage Say and Marcus Barton, but for Nederland, I think to have any chance against Central and Port Neches Groves, they've got to have those guys, and they've got to have them close to full speed.
Play clock's down to 4 seconds. Hand off to Vincent Tran. The tough little fullback runs to the 42-yard line. Third down and 6 yards to go for the Bulldogs.
So we're just playing it out here. This game was, at one point, this game was 14-14. Late in the second quarter, a couple of Ozen mistakes, and Nederland reeled off 17 points at the end of the quarter to go in 31-14 at halftime, and the Bulldogs have had the upper hand ever since. But they also have had a couple of costly injuries.
Vincent Tran almost losing the handoff there. He's knocked backwards to the 45-yard line. That'll bring up 4th down and 9 for the Bulldogs.
Doesn't look like Larry Newman is even going to bother to send the punt team out. I guess he's just going to go ahead and maybe let the clock run all the way down and then send the punt team out.
Play clock's at 20 seconds. Game clock is at 2 minutes right now. So, again, using clock management, so important at every level of football, from junior football league all the way up. You got to be aware of the situation and what it takes. Ozen calls a timeout. They at least want to get a chance to touch the ball again.
Charlie, I'm going to lateral it back to you. I know you can handle it the rest of the way. I'll look forward to hooking up with you again in Beaumont next week. Hopefully Nederland can have a full deck to take on the Central Jaguars.
It's really going to be interesting to read the paper the next few days with all these injury reports coming in.
Yep.
The Beaumont Central, of course, will be undefeated going into their play, as will Nederland. So, again, these next 2 weeks on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel, it's going to be very important to watch as the best football in Southeast Texas is brought to you by the Port Arthur News Friday Night Experience. Ozen Panthers had some moments of brilliance here tonight, particularly the passing and the running of their backup quarterback, Jalen Brown, who came in and scored on an option. There's another shot there of, I think that is Sage Say, number 25, running on a good ankle. And you can see the Sage Say look right there as he turned around and scored. Not as many fans in the stands of the Southeast Texas Junior Football League as you have here tonight on Nederland's homecoming. Nederland now comes out in punt formation after that timeout. Colton Broussard gets a little bit of a high snap and just kicks it. Hits at the 20. It's going to go out of bounds at the 18-yard line with 1:40 left in the game. So the Bulldogs maintain their undefeated district string, going to 26 games now. Larry Newman trying to get into the playoffs one more time. This is his 22nd year at Nederland. In the 21 previous years, he has made the playoffs in 18 of them. Last year, of course, going undefeated in district, they were a Division I area finalist, picked by Texas football to win the district. But, of course, Texas football has no crystal ball as far as athletic injuries. Losing Jace Bordelon put that in danger. Now Sage Say and Marcus Barton also on the sideline. Jalen Brown scrambling, tackled at the 15-yard line. That'll go into the books as a sack. Second down. Jacob Jones making that tackle. He's had a great night tonight, the junior defensive back. Pass now through the arms of the intended receiver, Trayvon Gibson. Brings up third down and 10. That stops the clock at 1:11 left in the game. Nederland faithful very happy with the homecoming result of 2014. Brown drops back. He's got some pressure. Intercepted. Intercepted at the 24-yard line by Trevor Breaux. Number 4 cuts in front, and another turnover. Brown trying to make things happen, but Breaux steps in front of the pass. So the ball goes over to the Bulldogs at the 23, and that's pretty much going to wrap it up for us here as Nederland just has a few seconds, just over a minute to bleed off. They can go into the victory formation and just let it go from there. Bulldogs a hard-fought homecoming victory here, very much in doubt until the turnovers started hitting the Panthers late in the second quarter. Play clock's down to 5 seconds. Quarterback Brett Smith takes the ball and kneels. That'll reset the 40-second play clock. He'll need to do it one more time. Panthers out of timeouts. A fine game here by the Bulldogs. Austin Krautz doing an excellent job, well over 100 yards rushing. He scored 2 touchdowns in the second half. Sage Say picking up a couple of touchdowns of his own in the first half. Marcus Barton, a 39-yard run for a touchdown, and James Brenza getting a field goal. And that's going to be the ball game. Tune in next Sunday for more high school football action on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel 323 as Nederland takes on Beaumont Central at 11:30. Be sure to follow us on Twitter. That's at TWC Sports TX. You can also check us out online at twcsportschannel.com and on the PAnews.com. Tonight's final score, Nederland Bulldogs 45, Ozen Panthers 21. For Bob West and the entire Time Warner Cable Sports Channel crew, I'm Charlie Jellett. So long from Bulldog Stadium.
Thank
You
you
know,
for coming out to support
diversification
us.
is important and means more than owning different stocks. Hi, I'm Mike Fulgens, president of Universal Coin and Bullion. I've been helping clients nationwide for 15 years diversify with gold. And I want to send you a free copy of our award-winning gold guide to help you choose the best gold options for you.
Get the answers you need about gold. Call us today at 866-UCB-GUIDE. That's 866-822-4843.
Hi.
Hey, I heard y'all were making flipping loans?
That's right. 5 Points Awesome Loans have everybody flipping out.
I'm ready for my loan now. Watch this.
Wow. I haven't even told you we'll pay off 1% of your loan balance.
Get a new loan or flip an existing loan to 5 Point, and we'll pay off 1% of your new loan balance. 5 Point Credit Union. Money for loans right here at home.
Woohoo! I'm so flippin' happy. Watch this.
No, not necessary. Yeah.
Lamar State College, Port Arthur, or another university? Let's see. Lamar Port Arthur courses transfer anywhere in Texas or the country for that matter. Coursework is the same as anywhere else, and great savings each semester. And it's close to my home and my job. So why am I still thinking about this? I choose Lamar State College, Port Arthur.
Lamar State College, Port Arthur. Change your future. Start here today.
Heart attacks affect men and women equally, and when they strike, denial can be a killer. If you're experiencing pressure, tightness, or an aching sensation in your chest or arms, then you may be having a heart attack. If so, time is of the essence. Do not attempt to drive yourself to the hospital. Call 911 for a professional EMS. They'll get you stabilized and make sure the hospital is waiting when you arrive. This tip is brought to you by the Medical Center of Southeast Texas, your accredited chest pain center.
I discovered Lamar University.
Close to home.
A place of my own.
With all the amenities.
Opportunities.
Engineering.
World-class science.
Professors who know my name.
That's what you get with a doctoral research university.
Hands-on research.
Or study abroad.
And it starts right here. Lamar University. Visit us online at beacardinal.com.
Have you been thinking about diversifying with gold but don't know how? Hi, I'm Mike Fulgens, president of Universal Coin and Bullion. As an award-winning nationwide dealer, we help clients get the answers they need to discover the beauty, security, and strength of gold in their portfolio.
Call us today at 866-UCB-GUIDE to receive our award-winning Gold Guide free. That's 866-822-4843.
Cars are as unique as the people who purchase them. And when picking one, every detail counts, right down to the stitching on the seats. So why should picking a car loan be any different? Whether it's a low rate or a low payment you're looking for, at Do Good we customize loans to fit your needs. And we'll make sure your lending experience is everything you want it to be. Easy, convenient, and hassle-free. At Do Good, you'll love your car loan as much as you love your car.
I'm registered for college.
Me too, and for the same classes, and I'm saving $2,000 a semester at Lamar Port Arthur. Then I graduate and transfer if I want.
Really? You can do that?
You bet. What are you paying for your education?
Quality instruction, great savings, and courses transfer. It's the Texas Common Course Law. Don't wait any longer to begin your education while saving.
I chose Lamar State College, Port Arthur.
When you think you may be having a stroke, remember to act fast. If you experience facial droop, if your arms are weak and your speech is off, then time is of the essence. A lack of blood flow to the brain can cause loss of functions that may never be recovered. Don't let it get that far. Call 911 immediately. A professional EMS will get you stabilized and make sure the hospital is waiting when you arrive. This tip is brought to you by the Medical Center of Southeast Texas, your certified primary stroke center.
I discovered Lamar University.
I looked at all types of schools.
Big ones, small ones.
Ivy League and private.
Then I found Lamar. Bistro-style dining.
Private bedrooms.
Close to home.
15 NCAA Division I sports.
World-class professors.
Who actually know my name.
Undergraduate, master's,
and doctoral degrees.
Lamar University.
Visit us online at beacardinal.com.
Great hunt today, Dad.
Thanks, son.
For more than 15 years, I've helped clients nationwide make solid decisions about investing in gold so they can enjoy what's most important.
Discover the best options for you and your family by calling 866-UCB-GUIDE to receive our award-winning Gold Guide free. 866-UCB-GUIDE, 866-822-4843.
Now is the time to learn about gold, so you have time to enjoy what's most important.
I brought about 7 vehicles from JK. I met my sales representative. She went outside and showed us all the features on the vehicles. She made me feel real comfortable because she was real knowledgeable. I met the finance rep. She got me a good interest rate, a good monthly note, and I was real happy with it. If I buy another vehicle, I'll purchase it from JK Chevrolet.
Our customers say it all. Come see how we can make a difference for you and your family at JK Chevrolet at the airport.